Organic Dope. I am here with two of my main dudes, James Tufts, Darrell Misselhorn.
Nope.
From way back when. We go back, I'm going to say when I was 16 years old.
Pre-high dollar.
Definitely pre-high dollar. It was pre just about anything, I think. I guess Steak and Shake would have probably met James through Vinny.
Yep.
Salvicio was probably the main one, right? Johnny Gregg, maybe? Even then?
Did Greg work there?
Greg didn't work there, but
Greg worked
you
at Walmart.
knew him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny worked there.
You worked there for a minute, but not long.
Me and Vince started working there like right when we turned 16.
Right when they opened, right?
I was with them for like a year and a half or something like that. That's where I met this guy.
And that was the brand new Steak and Shake.
Yeah, the job interview was in like a
quote unquote
in a like foreman trailer. You know, they were still building the place. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it was. I didn't start right away. Fuck, we got two going. So you must have been leaving right when I got there is what it was, because I think I was about a year after.
We didn't work together. Or yeah, I just met you because I was hanging out with everybody that worked there, I think.
Yeah. No, you worked there for a minute, because I remember you on the back, like, drive-through grill as I was coming in.
Yeah. Shit, that was so long ago.
And you worked at the other Steak and
I
Shake
worked at,
up the
South
street,
County by the mall.
because they were, like, a mile apart for whatever
We trained them all.
reason.
That's how we met each other. We were doing the training,
Yep.
and then
And
madness ensues.
Yeah, you ran the whole
were-
show up on South County, right?
Oh, that was
Or
fun. Yeah.
I say up in South County. That was South County Mall. So that one's shut down now. The only one left's Telegraph.
there's
around
only
here.
there's only two I think left in the city. That's
Arnold, there's
Yeah.
South County.
It's because they all suck now.
yeah.
How bad did that place go downhill after we left, huh?
Yeah.
Burgers are good. I never liked the
Service
fries.
sucked, man. The last, like, 5 times I went before I cut them off, and then I just quit going. And then all of a sudden they just started shutting places down.
Yeah.
Even I stopped going. I was Steak and Shake holdout because I love that place. And yeah, like you said, they just went. When we were there, we did tests. It was the hardest job I'd ever had for most of my life. It was the hardest job I'd ever had. And I never had a job at any restaurant or anything where I had to take 100 or 200 or sometimes 300 question tests to be able to do anything, and including dish. And now, when I was working for Charter, I went in there and was like, "Hey, what do you think those tests?" Nobody's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" They go,
Now they suck.
"Yeah, they
I
suck.
loved
Nobody
it too,
cares."
because I love tests. So I was like, "What else can I take?"
You love
Let me-
tests?
Yeah, let me take all this shit, and it gave you more money. So like, if I was able to be, I could work any of it, and I had a chance to make more money. So I don't know. I mean, that was my second job. I had went there from Dairy Queen. Almost went a little earlier when one of those guys recruited me, but they matched my pay. I think, it was probably like $5 or some shit back then. $5 an hour.
$4.25 when I started.
Yeah, it was something like
But
that.
when I finally started, like 6 months later, I mean, honestly, how long were you guys partying before then? Because
I mean, partying was
6 months, 6 or 8 months.
partying,
Well,
like,
we were
partying.
hanging out like.
It's like taking a dirt bike in the woods and smoking a joint, you know. Like
Yeah,
about that age, like 15, 16.
So right then.
I wasn't partying like that hard.
we
but-
were
was
were
partying.
the same thing that we did. We hung out in
then
the
I
parking
met-
lot at
then
Steak
I
and
met-
Shake.
Then I met him.
Right, but
And- and-
so do you remember the Walmart parking lot with the car that we beat the shit out of? Like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Oh God.
vandalized this, like I think it was like an Escort or something.
Yeah.
It was an '82 Escort because
Yeah.
Vinny had the same Escort, and we
Yeah.
stole all the parts off of it.
Right where that
he could
Churches
use.
is now, or used to be. I think
did
that
not
Churches is
steal
gone.
Any of the parts.
They all went on his car,
Right.
but we used every part that we could get that we could use, including the windshield wiper fluid holder, and we figured out, well, 3 years. It's been here 3 years. Nobody's going to use this damn thing, so we
Was it
beat the
really-
fuck out of it.
Was it really there that long?
It was 3 years.
was
Yeah,
a
we
long
partied.
time.
We partied
That's
for
right.
He's
3
probably
years.
exaggerating a little.
I
No,
don't,
yeah, I
maybe,
remember
but I
being
don't
there a
think so.
while.
I wouldn't have known. I had just started working there.
Yeah.
Though it was within weeks of Walmart opening, that car showed up at the back of the lot and just never left until we demolished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. And then to get away with that, so you're just sitting on the
Well-
lot. Like we would go down there with 20, 25 people. So at that point, right, when I'm hanging out there, this is the first time I'm in, not the first time I've been to a party, but like on a public lot. I thought it was kind of weird we were getting away with it, right?
Like for a while.
Because we weren't doing anything. We got away with it until we destroyed that car. And then they're like, oh, these guys aren't cool anymore. Because it was literally so directly after that, it was within 2 or 3 days when those two cops pulled. I mean, we're sitting there smoking out in the Beamer, and those two cops pulled in right in front of us, one in each direction, and they came around each direction. And
Is that
I
that
don't
when
That's-
when we
so-
gave everything to James and he just walked up the
well, that's
hill?
when James. Well, that's
Yep.
when the cop thought we did that, but James just kept walking. We told all of us to come back, and
Was fucking
James
great.
Derek had it all in his pants, in his crotch, and yeah, I just egged the cop on until he didn't know what the fuck to do, and he blamed everything on James, and I went along with it. And,
Is this the true story?
Yeah,
To this
yeah.
day, I thought James had the shit.
oh no, Derek had it in his crotch, and I
No,
just
I
kept.
mean-
I just kept.
He didn't have everything.
Well, he didn't have your stuff, but he had an ounce in his crotch, and he was sitting there. He's staring daggers at me the entire time. I'm going, "Hey, are you getting the drug dog? What in the hell's going on here? Because we're hungry at this point." And yeah, he was. Oh, your buddy had all your drugs. Well, yeah. Why else would I be acting the asshole?
Did you have anything in the
In the
Beamer?
car? Nothing.
Nothing.
Derek
in the,
had it all
the
on it.
sunroof or nothing.
Nothing. There was.
You
Yeah.
had that like secret sunroof thing, right? You could put a whole
Yeah.
like a half bag up there, and then the sunroof would push it all the way to the back, and you couldn't see it.
Oh, you shouldn't tell people that. Like,
Uh.
there might be somebody out there doing it.
With an 82, with an 82 Beamer,
If
Right.
anybody's got an 82 6 series.
7, wasn't it?
Seven.
hit us up.
Man, I don't know how I stayed alive in that car. That's one thing I remember. I'm horrible as not a driver anyway. Like when I'm not in control.
Yeah.
And then I'm stuck in the back seat of this guy going through like to Eric Neffelkamp's house, right? Through old Baumgartner, the
Right.
old side roads, and you got that Beamer, which is like driving like a freaking German engineered car, right? He's he's four-wheel sliding
Darrell's
around
a
his
Roller
turns.
coaster.
Daryl drove that Beamer like
Yeah.
we were getting chased by the KGB like,
Every day.
on the regular.
I didn't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it. I remember being back like, I don't like this. I don't like this.
I'm like, it's kind of like drift racing.
Yeah, a little bit.
No.
They installed that stop sign on old Baumgartner because of me. I'm convinced of it. Like
That was so much
going
after
around
that, though. Man, I hit like 90 or 95 in the Civic with Derek in the car when I lived on Baumgartner, on that old Baumgartner.
Yeah.
I think 95. And there's not a lot. That was a 2000 Civic SI. That thing smelled like it did 95 down those turns too.
I miss that car.
I see it all the time. Every time I get in my garage. Oh wait, you said Civic, not the CRX.
Yeah, that was the black one. Now, if you go back, I think I had the Civic at Steak and Shake. I remember having it, and that one of those nights, the first nights we were down there at Walmart,
Is it the?
I got so fucking high that I remember like Vinny had to drive my car back. I was living at Jeremy's house at the time. I was already out of here, and I was staying at Jeremy's, and I'm like, I can't drive. I can't drive. I didn't know what was going on. Stupid stoned. 16, I guess.
Hey, that's what we shot for.
Not no. I mean, how much do we bitch about that too? Like that the managers were giving us a hard time for like we're your best employees. Like we can't just hang out here afterwards. We work here. Like
We can't-
it doesn't look horrible.
We
On the
can't be obnoxiously stoned out here in the back of your
right,
your
doing
restaurant.
stupid shit, beating the shit out of a
Like-
car, like
Yeah,
just
like
vandalizing it.
10, 20 of us back there just
when we
all night
stopped
long.
playing football in the open field, like
Oh, that was so
Steve-
cool though.
Steve got
the
the problem,
managers were in
yeah.
there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
We were good for a while.
That was real
Well,
fun.
so they didn't. Well, yeah, okay. So we were. It was fun, and we were kind of assholes, but they didn't actually chase us off until we started doing things that were wrong, like the
Yeah.
car and the plates,
Mhm.
and like they
All
were.
the
They
shit
were.
that was wrong.
Yeah, when we started being assholes, like really, then they chased us off, and so then we had to find other places to party, which really just opened it up. So, I mean, because then we went to the bridge and the underpass
Oh, the bridge.
and the floodplain.
The train
Yeah.
bridge was cool.
yeah, it was sketchy, but
The real cool.
It was good
There
times.
was a lot of good times. And then people were doing that
Good
shit
too.
afterwards. I think we got out right at the right time, right before they started busting it all the time.
Well, they had people doing meth down there after us. Like we
Yeah,
opened it
that'll
up.
That'll
where-
fuck it up.
Yeah, and yeah. So I
What do you
went
mean?
to.
just for the record, I wasn't smoking that shit.
I talked to a guy like 10, 15 years later whenever I was installing some TV for him. And he says, I go, how long have you worked? He lived here. He says, oh, I've lived here 16, 18 years now. I go, oh. I started talking to him about how, hey, you remember the time when there was a time when you couldn't really park in your own driveway after like 10 o'clock at night because of all the cars in your parking lot. I go, you remember like having a bunch of cars, because we used to party on that floodplain down there. We used to park all our cars in this this neighborhood, and we'd walk about a quarter of a mile down. He's like, yeah, I remember that. He says, yeah, we couldn't figure out where you were at for the longest, but then people started stealing stuff and doing meth down there, and they found them pretty quick.
Again, for the record, I wasn't doing that.
No, we were
Smoking pot.
drunk, and everybody else was drunk, and we did giant, massive joints. Everything. And we were cool. Like we were calm. They couldn't find us.
We had a couple. We did a keg or two down there, probably.
Yeah, we did quite a few kegs down there.
It was when the wild
Bonfires.
cards, when the wild cards came into the mix. Like the random folks usually brought somebody that would just start throwing punches or hide in a drainage ditch or something like that. You know.
I remember our last one at the floodplain. That was the one where the cops actually got called, and we had to leave people out there watching for the cops to leave, so that people could leave, and yeah, they sat out there for hours before they left, and that was pretty much that, because we couldn't do that anymore. So
Motel 6 got us quite a few times.
yeah, oh yeah, those were fun.
Where else did we go?
And we did the church for a while. We go to Illinois and sit at the church.
That was my favorite. Just the random empty lot, one church, and nothing else around for miles. Like, it was strange, but it was pretty
And it
cool.
wasn't like it was off of on a side road or anything. It was right off of a main back road. It wasn't like a main road, but
Yeah, but who's gonna see it, right? So that's why we got away with it.
for
'Cause
so long.
Never really saw anybody back there.
Yeah.
It was
The-
cool.
And we didn't stop going there until the cop came that one time and was like, and yeah.
It's probably my dirt bike or something.
and then
Probably
they
got
know.
us in trouble.
Or when they were driving through the cornfields. Vinny was driving through the cornfields once. When you start fucking that shit up, then farmers be like, well, you got to look out over here. They're obviously doing something.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, you got to start fucking it up.
Yeah, and
I think we broke into it once, too.
into
The actual church. Because I remember walking in it.
I'm not sure it was
Unless
all
it was
that
just
locked
unlocked.
up.
Yeah.
I remember it
That's
being
possible.
like just open. I think
Yeah, it wasn't all that locked up.
it was spooky.
Used to go down by the quarry, too. I think back kind of by your house, right? Or your mom's old house?
Yeah, we did behind
Or
close
what
down
about
by
those
Coke
woods,
Hospital.
too?
And those
Yeah, where I had
in
the-
your woods.
The motorcycle track.
That was good
There's
stuff.
a couple of ridiculous parties down there, but you had countless parties down there. So I was talking to Bill recently about the gigantic joint you and your brother rolled. I had the roach paper in my
Matt?
wallet for
So
like 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Rolled
Unless
a
it's
bunch
still on
of 'em
people
back
like, oh yeah, look at this thing.
It wasn't ever bigger than the one, right? The 29 grams we did.
Oh no, yeah, no, that was the size of it, but it was obnoxious.
Or is that the same?
to,
That's not the same one you're talking about, then.
no, that was you're talking about in Mike's
Yeah.
neighbor's house, and he's talking about the one that like it was just me, you, and Vicky and Matt, and like there was just a few of us at your house where you're.
We were just sitting in the woods smoking weed.
So I thought you. So we were sitting down. We rolled one of those giant joints one night when we were at James's mom's house, when I was living in his basement, and it's like there's
forgot you were
like
living-
4 or 5 of us down there, like we're just smoking this gigantic joint, and so the entire basement is clouded out,
She got me.
and she calls down and she says, James, yeah, Ma, is there something on fire down there? 'Cause there's a lot of smoke up here. No, Ma, we're just smoking some weed down here. She said, oh well, okay. Could you open the windows and some doors? 'Cause Amy's gonna be home soon. Yeah, Ma. And she actually made sure there was nothing on fire. Like that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
You had the big house on Columbia too, or the building, I should
Yeah,
say.
that
That
was-
house. I mean, that was a lot. There was a lot going on down there too.
Yeah, but but in between, but before the house was your houses, like your apartment, because
I don't think that was before, was it? Because like,
is that
I was still at Jeremy's, right, and then came back here. So
Oh,
we
no.
were here for
Yeah.
a little bit.
no, it was before because remember, right whenever we moved back, that's when you got arrested. You went wandering for a while, and you got arrested on the streets, and that was pretty much the start of Columbia.
What'd you
Yeah,
get?
but there's a big gap there, though.
Right, I'm pretty sure that's the apartments. Like your
No, because so when I started Steak and Shake, I was living with Jeremy DeRoche because I had left here. Just took off when I was 16. Like, Mom, you can't run me no more. I got a car and a job. Peace.
I think I did the same.
And then I got picked up from Steak and Shake for that telephone harassment. We were doing I was pranking Dairy Queen or whatever. So they got me on that, and then that's when my mom came back. And so at that point, I ended up back here for a while. But remember, at that point, I was upstairs and downstairs.
yeah,
at
you
some
had your
point.
party room
I was
in
down
where
here.
the kids' rooms are,
Yeah,
and
but that was all then at 17. That maybe here,
yeah.
and then Brandy Station after that.
And then
which
Brandy
would have been
Station.
at graduation.
But Brandy Station was only like
A month.
18. Yeah, I thought it was less than
28
that.
days.
And that place was ridiculous. I mean, I don't think I
We
saw.
partied all 28 days, I think.
I don't think. I don't think there was
Yeah.
less than 10
I've-
people there whenever I would come there ever.
Was it really you guys were only
28
there?
days, yeah.
There was 6 of you that lived there, so I mean,
I forgot about that.
No, there was 4.
was there only 4?
Yeah, it was a 3-bedroom. It was me,
Oh
Vinny,
God.
Pecker, and E.
Well, but okay, all of us
Yep.
were there though, all the time, like
Yeah,
all
was,
the time.
That was slick. I mean, it was long enough. I had that back closet. I had the weed growing in the little bathroom closet.
Yeah, it was long enough to where you collected.
That was
30
all.
street
That was
signs.
all because of that little. What's his name? Kenny or something? What's his name? Kenny.
It's always a Kenny.
Fuck Kenny. No, some little little.
Oh,
God, I
That
don't
guy
know.
that busted.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
got that party busted that night that said something stupid.
He says, "Oh, yeah, we're just going up to my friend's house." Cops like, "Where is this house?"
We were probably popped anyway, because they saw us carrying all them street signs in.
Yeah.
So we were on a street sign savage hunt. Like, man, we collected like every street sign available.
I showed up one day and the living room was covered in street signs. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We had one that still had the damn pole on it, right? We couldn't get it off the bolts unlatched, so we just ripped the whole fucking pole out of the ground and shoved it through Greg's fucking Mazda. It was like the seat was through the back and poles coming up the middle. There's like dirt coming off the fucking pole and shit. You got Big Johnny out there, is fucking just like yanking it back and forth. Fucking, it was hilarious. Just shove it in that car. That whole night was funny as God. Just all that. So fun stealing it. And I'd been wanting to steal street signs for I don't know how long. It's hard to do it by yourself, you know. And then I just mentioned it one time over there. They're like, "Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's rock and roll." I'm like,
Now.
okay. Like, that's what got me in trouble. I had all kinds of ideas, but nobody would do them. I started hanging out with all you guys, and it's like, yeah, well,
I think I did
fucking
it a
let's
couple
do it.
times maybe. I don't know.
We can do this.
Everybody was probably in on that. I took the heat for all of it. What sucks is some of them were actually mine. Like, I'd got like as gifts because I had really collected the damn signs.
Street signs, right?
But they took all of them. I'd be like, well, that one was mine. Well, that one doesn't even have the holes in it yet, man. Fucking, they don't care. Well, that one, I'm like, yeah, I took that one. Fuck it. I think I was 16. No, I was 17, but it was still. I felt like I was still a kid. Like, they ain't gonna do shit. What are they gonna do?
It's a kid thing. Whatever.
Right, that's one of those things that's been going on.
It was like the telephone harassment.
As long
It was
as
like,
there's
what are you
been
gonna do?
as long as there's been street signs to steal, there's so
Some kids stealing 420 Street or
you always hear about that,
Hash Avenue.
There's a 420 Kingston right down the street.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had a lot going on in Columbia.
And then, yeah, Columbia was ridiculous.
And then you had like a couple of other people too. Like that one guy had that, what they call it, like the fucking goddamn Thunderdome or some shit. Or the fucking Tater
Oh,
Dome.
Tater Dome. Yeah, the Tater Dome.
I don't remember
You don't
that.
remember that? It was like some big, like,
That was Jimmy's dad's place.
yeah.
Like
little kid
they
was fucked up.
they did horseshoes in the Tater Dome. There was you could do 4 games of horseshoes all at once on the inside.
Oh man.
In
I
the Tater
remember-
Dome.
I remember it now.
Yeah.
I remember that kid showing off on his fucking bike. He had big, like, giant Harley and shit. Just fucking dropped that bitch.
It was his,
Bow! Bust the
Jump it.
fucking headlight and
his
shit. and was
dad's
like,
bike.
That's even worse.
I
Because
was like, oh, this motherfucker. I'm like,
Oh.
ooh, yeah, that's probably not good, man.
No. Dad didn't care when I wrecked one of my bikes, but if I wrecked one of his, oh shit.
and Jim's dad was not a forgiving or nice guy. Like that had to have gone bad for him.
My dad was nice, but he hung on to shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Tater Dome. And
yeah, I kind of remember that now.
yeah, and then so many of us lived in Columbia, like for so long.
Yeah, maybe that was after, because from here, do you remember the day we got kicked out? Or that I got kicked out of here that time from
Oh,
the
yeah.
basement? Because
Yeah.
she had walked in, and remember you had just blown out that fucking hit? We had had like
Yeah.
this bubbler or something, and it was like just this huge fucking cloud, right?
Yeah.
And my mom just like bust through the sheets. We had the sheets hanging up as like the walls, and she's like, "What's going on?"
That's
We're like,
Oh,
like What?
Still feel bad about that one.
Same thing.
She was pissed because I had the plants. She was in there looking, doing
She
laundry or
found
something down here, and the lights popped on. She was like, "What the fuck is this?" And looked in there, and then noticed that I had the plants going, and
I forgot.
flipped
about
out. So we left, and we had all just I think dozed. And we ended up going back to your mom's house.
that. Yeah, it didn't.
I
take
barely
long
remember getting
before
there.
We ran out of there.
Yeah.
We were like a pack of animals that, like I was saying earlier.
I had some of that.
We were just swarming around the south end of St. Louis,
Yeah, and there was even then was a chunk. So it was at 16, 17. We had a chunk of people. But then when I got kicked out of here, I don't know where we went.
You were homeless for a while, and then
That's when
that's when we
Jumping
started
around.
doing
I don't remember.
we
those
started doing
days
like
of well.
underpasses and things like that. That's when we started doing the floodplain.
I wasn't
and all
sleeping in underpasses. Don't get it.
No, we were partying.
Never got that bad.
I was almost
We're-
there. I was gonna say it.
We were on the railroad, and we'd party in the underpasses
Yeah.
underneath like the roads. And we'd set up fires down there, and the heat would rise up against the top, and it was a good time. And none of the engineers ever told on us because we get a train going by every once in a while, and there'd be a nice big 3-4 foot fire sitting down there, and nobody ever gave a damn. Because I mean,
Well,
we never got called on it, so obviously nobody gave a damn.
it took a while. I think somebody did.
Yeah, we did that for a long time because we didn't have anywhere else to go, and there's a bunch of us.
I was
So-
sleep in Derek's car. I remember, or up in the booth. You would work
The
third
Camaro?
shift. It's,
No,
they would play those magic cards, and I would just crash out in the booth for a while.
yeah, those good times.
And then I guess I was staying with Heidi a little bit. I would crash in her house too,
Yeah.
because I was working at Shell. I think around that time
What
with
was
Shane Smith,
Yeah, what was and his girlfriend's name? You used to stay there every once in a while too. Whatever.
Sarah.
Was it? No.
The
Before
Indian
her,
girl?
the blonde girl.
Oh, Katie.
Yeah, there you go. Her dad was crazy.
Oh, she had that big house with the pool and shit.
Yeah, he used to tell us how. You don't have to pay taxes, right?
She was cool. Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, like she let us hang out too.
But yeah, I think I was just crashing all over. And then got that place on Broadway. So,
That lasted a while.
3 months. Seemed like a long time because that, again, partied every day, I think, there. Every day. Not I think. It was every freaking day. You lived there, kind of, so that
Yeah.
might have been right around that time. You had the...
Was it only 3 months?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, because just two
Got
and a
popped?
because 2.5 months Shane was gone, or 2 months Shane was gone, and then it only took us
Maybe one. He was only there for a month, I think. We
He
had
was
2
the-
months without Shane.
Right,
Coincidentally, I live in the same building
right.
Yeah,
right now.
which is crazy.
Shout out South St. Louis.
25 years later.
How cool was that? I mean, I was on the end of that building, like the way that it was set up, like it was perfect for parties.
Oh yeah.
You didn't know,
And
you only had one entrance into the entire building, so there's always traffic.
Then
Great-
when
great
Eric
shag
got there,
rugs. The shag
It was
rugs were
fucking great.
ridiculous.
yeah, but then when Eric got there, we also
Loved
had
it.
the roof to party on.
Yeah, when we threw the TV off, those were fantastic nights. Or the golf, when we took the golf tee from the driving range down there, and we put it up on top, so we were firing golf balls into the city off. Just pow.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, right. You're listening for it, like what? Did we get anything?
That was
So bad. The TV was so funny though, especially the first one, because I remember leaving in the morning and just seeing it. All you see is this corner of the TV, and nothing else is really recognizable.
The thing was that shopping cart.
That was the second one. We aimed on. Yeah, we hit
Was
the
the
shopping
second
cart with it. Yeah,
There's 2 of them.
yeah
I
we did.
forgot
Well,
about
hey, you had to do it again. That shit was fucking hilarious. We kept saying,
That's
well, they just
funny.
think somebody threw it out the window. What about that one guy from North County? We were hanging out with them, and threw that fucking army bomb thing down the
No.
fucking trash
It was
chute?
a MRE packet. So we had 3-liter bottles there because we
Very
always had
different thing.
3-liter bottles for bongs, and and we're like, hey, we could make a good pressure bomb out of this. And the guy's like, yeah, it gets gas off. We're like, yeah. So we threw some water in there and we threw the packet in and we closed it up and we shook it up real good and we could feel it was starting to get hard and hot. And so you're on the 2nd floor, right?
Yep.
And we went up to the ninth. We went up to the 9th floor, and we went out. We went down to the trash chute and we dropped it down the trash chute. And this army motherfucker. It was me and you.
Yeah,
It
it was
was
like
me
a
and you and
2-minute
him.
wait, too.
I
And
just remember.
this army guy, like he's been through training and like he's been through like shit now, and like we're running. Like, well, I'm sorry. He is running. We are like walking fast. And this guy is losing it. He gets to the end and that door was he always had to like screw with it to get it open. And as soon as he couldn't get it open, he's like, I'm going to kick it down. Like, no, wait, stop, hold on. Like, just chill out. We shook the handle, got it open, and he was off, gone, down the stairs. So we get back and I'm like, oh, did you hear anything? You're like, no, we ain't heard nothing. So we're like, oh. Okay, I guess
felt the
guess
shit.
we couldn't
I feel
hear
it
it.
shake.
Yeah, but that was after we started smoking. We were like, okay, we started smoking and chilling, and about 10 minutes or so later, we just hear this muffled boom in the floor.
So it did take quite a while.
It took a while, yeah.
I do think I remember the.
And then
like, oh shit.
For
The next
record,
day, I
thought
remember
it
him
was a
working
bad
on
idea.
it. It sounded all
that's
fucked
gonna
up the
sound-
next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't happy about that, brother.
Oh man,
I forgot about that one too.
that was good
What
stuff.
a cool place, though.
Yeah, it's a dream now.
Oh yeah.
It's colorful.
Just thinking I could get away with anything.
Oh man.
Slinging in bags, little bags, thinking that's fine. I remember saving
I
beer
don't pay that
for
much attention.
My little brother.
Matt. Matt
Oh.
said he would drink anything, so we'd have all these parties, and I would be cleaning up, dumping beer. What are you dumping that
Party
out for?
beers.
I'll drink that. Like, you fucking serious? Here you
That's
go.
so
Like,
gross.
dude, I tell you what, I'll do one better. I'm like, I'll save all the shit for you.
Yeah, he'd come over and he'd be like, "You got beer for me? Like, you got your beer, that party beer in there."
I had a milk jug of fucking party beer, and I would,
Whoa.
as long as it didn't have ashes in it, I put it in there, mix it up, and he would fucking drink that
He
shit.
didn't give a fuck.
That's pretty gnarly.
It's so nasty.
I don't
So-
remember that either.
Dude,
Oh yeah, it was
my
legit.
favorite was
Woof.
Bosler though, because that
Sorry,
was when
folks, I'm not
we
used to
first
the
met all those kids. They were all like
Podcast thing.
15, 16, 17, they were young. And Bosler, he was one of the younger ones, and he come over. And like I
Of
said, we were
Broadway?
we were all young at that point, so we were all stupid already. And he comes over, he's little kid saying, I'm drink anybody under the table, all this stuff. And
He was
Bill's
cool,
like,
man.
oh, Bosler's awesome. But he was 15 years old. Nobody's.
Yeah,
so
the-
he says, I'll drink anything. And Bill's like, oh, you want a shot? And he's like, yeah. Like, what do you want? You want rum? Sure, okay. Bill didn't have no rum, but what he did have was was Everclear. And so we gave him a double shot of Everclear, and
Yeah, I remember that.
then we made him take him home because he was too drunk at that point, and he threw up on the way home. Yeah,
He took a nosedive in the living room. I think.
yeah.
Poor guy.
I think who was the one that threw up the jungle juice into
Shout out Bosler.
the
Yeah,
was that Bosler too?
Bosler had
Oh,
a
was
sweet
it?
ass.
I want to say that was him too. That threw up all the pink jungle
Hope he's
juice
okay.
into the leather couch. But I
I think
can't.
that was him.
I'm,
Yeah, I don't remember, but I
not
remember
blaming
that
it on
happening and being pissed off about that. But I don't know if I remember if it was.
I want to say that was him too.
I did
Yeah,
not
no,
have
but-
anything to do with that. Let's not.
Yeah, James too busy pooping in the bathtub or something.
You're a bad man.
Yeah, I remember that one. Eric cleaned it up though, so we're good.
Hey.
I didn't have to fuck with it.
I had a fifth of wild turkey in me.
It happens.
I was.
I don't even remember checking it out. I remember them telling me, somebody telling me
Yeah.
I was
that
just-
that you shit in the bathtub, and I'm like, well, somebody's
I
cleaning
did a
that shit
180
up.
somehow, and I was young.
Yeah, somehow.
Drank
I
a lot
think
of
you had.
warm
I
whiskey.
think you had both
It
ends
was in a-
occupied at the same time. I think you were throwing up in the toilet, and like I
I'm-
think you made a wrong.
I meant to
I
go
don't
the
know which
other
is
way
a-
around.
Well, I don't know which was the wrong
Rob.
choice there. Like, if you're shitting in the
No, I
bathtub
mean-
and throwing up in the toilet, that's the wrong choice too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
either way, it's not good. I mean, I guess
So
I'd rather
glad
clean
we got
shit
into
up, like,
this one. Yeah.
because I mean, it's a solid. Usually, it's a log, so I mean, that's easier to clean up than barf.
Mm.
So I mean, yeah,
Darrell,
barf. You gotta like waffle stomp some of it, you know, like it's
Wow.
not good.
this is getting. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Those were.
A lot of parties there
Yeah,
for 3 months.
for 3 months.
Yeah, it was Animal House shit for years.
And then that's whenever we went to Columbia. And Columbia lasted for a while.
Yeah, and I stayed
Boy.
there. I thought I was going to get away with it, right? Because I'm in Illinois, so I shouldn't get picked up on a warrant.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
But if you're drinking...
It was all because of you and Matt taking off. Or not say because of that, but that was that night. Like, we all went out. You were having some issues at home or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went out.
Yeah.
Matt went out with you. We all just went walking, I think.
Yeah.
And we're
Me,
just walking
you,
around.
And Matt and James.
One of the Columbia cops come rolling around. You guys just took off. Me and Darrell just kept walking because we were like, fuck it.
Whatever, we didn't do
But he
nothing.
rolled up on us anyway because we just kept walking. And
Right.
I had a fucking warrant. I couldn't get out of it. They got
Yeah.
me in. But Monroe County was cool. Shout out to Monroe County Jail.
Old school.
Hooking you up with the pyramid
man.
cigarettes. Like, what do you want? Full flavor or menthol? You get 10 packs for the
I think
or
that was,
7 packs for the day for the 10 people that you're in the room with.
It sounds like we're talking about the 1940s.
Fucking amazing, dude. My dinner came
didn't
in
do
like a
that.
styrofoam.
St. Louis County.
Waterloo had the Rolls Royce of
It was
jails.
legit. Right when I walked in, I had my own shower. They had a
That's
pillowcase
pretty
and an extra set of sheets.
Mm-hmm. You got to
Toothpaste.
choose.
I had deodorant in there, man.
Okay.
Toothpaste, yeah, deodorant.
had
You got
we had
fresh stuff
bologna.
every day.
Dude,
You,
I was fucking homeless. I'm like, dude, this is legit. I'll
And a
just stay
couple
here.
of
they went to
self-magazines.
Lincoln Trail and bought you food, and so every day you got to choose from like the Lincoln Trail menu, decide what you wanted to eat. Like
Mm.
it was all. They don't do that anymore, but
I
it
wish
was
I would've
awesome
done
back in
more
the day.
crime in Monroe County.
Yeah, if you're
That
hurting
would've
for a
been-
place to stay.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was just holding or what the deal was with it, but it was legit. You got commissary twice a week where you could get premium cigarettes if you wanted,
I'm jealous.
candy
I
bars and
forgot
shit.
about all that.
But they would give you the pyramid cigarettes anyway.
yeah.
We would just play games. We used to play a lot of Risk
Games,
for push-ups,
library.
and poker and shit.
TV.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
please not talk about Risk.
Ah. Long one.
Yeah,
yeah, that
I
place
like
was
me some Risk.
I know.
Monroe County best
You're
jail
pretty
ever.
good.
I'm surprised they don't play that shit in jail.
Risk? Oh, somebody
Not
shanked
in
somebody.
St. Louis County. Yeah. St. Louis County.
Take
It's
us some
cars.
time.
Yeah. But then while we were in Columbia, we started doing when you couldn't do anything for like a year because you were on probation. So whenever you couldn't party or do anything, that's when we all started going to raves, and you played meek and happy. And
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of the rave parties. I did.
you the
I did
first
make
one.
it. Well,
You did Angels and Demons.
was that what it was called?
Was that what the Halloween party was?
Angels and Demons. That
Yeah,
was
I was
all.
telling him earlier, like, he only went to like 1 or 2 parties, but that Angels and Demons party,
Everybody
that
went
was,
to that one.
That was legendary, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a good.
That
was
building-
A good party.
I mean, that building got demolished right afterwards.
The floor started caving.
They were the building was
The
rocking
second
back
floor.
and forth with so many
Yeah.
people in it. Like the building had probably never had that many people in it before, and there's people
too many
everywhere.
speakers. It was
Well, there was 4 different rooms
Yeah.
going on.
There was a
there was a
basement,
lot of speakers.
first
in
and
that
second story on one
piece
side,
of
and first
shit
story on the other.
building, dude.
Dude, I was so fucked up. I tell you what, that was the place where I saw that light, that fucking
triple I.
tracer light,
Oh,
Yeah.
the laser light thing. Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was so amazed with that. That was to me the most amazing thing, and I could
Yeah.
not find it. And you got to. And when was this party? This was like 98,
97, 98.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's pre a lot of shit.
Right.
Yeah. You
You can't really find anything, right? And I never saw that thing. Like, I didn't know. I could explain it, but I'm like, look, it was just a straight light, but it was making pictures, man.
When you shake your head back and forth, it'd make different pictures.
Granted, I was pretty fucked up that night, but it was still doing it, right? And it was just and especially in like 97, right? That's
Right.
some amazing shit. And it was my 21st birthday, and my birthday fell on like a goddamn Thursday, of course, or some shit like that, or Tuesday. But Corey went out with me, and we ended up we were in the landing. I don't remember what it was, what place, some fucking bar on the landing, just a regular ass sports bar.
Yeah.
That fucking light was there, right? It's on the wall, and I'm like, just stop. So I'm
Didn't it-
like,
Was it
dude,
like, made
that's the fucking light.
made like cheeseburgers.
Yeah, it was
And
something
baseballs.
stupid. Yeah.
And
I like that it was
sailboats.
Now it was a lot
and
harder to do because
was
now
cool.
I'm just normal, right? I'm not like on
Yeah.
micro dots or whatever the fuck was going on that night.
It was my school.
And
Yeah.
but it was there and you could tell, and I'm like, see, I could see this. I don't know, like a fucking banana or fucking gorilla. I don't know what the hell they had on there, but he saw it or whatever. I ended up trying to talk to the manager because you know me, I'm trying to buy this shit off the wall. I'm like
Yeah,
trying to
the
go home
man-
with it.
The manager.
Let me talk to him. I need this fucking light, you know.
Yeah, manager wasn't there, bro.
Yeah. I'm trying to give him $300 to walk home with this light. He's not taking it. I can't get rid of it. I'm like, man, you got to get me in touch with him. He don't know nothing about it. Just nothing. So it goes away again. I was that close.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then I think I was here again. This was probably like 2000, I don't know, 9, 10, something like that. And I decide, you know what? Internet's rolling now. Shit's out there. I need to find that fucking light. I'm gonna try to find it. So I'm like searching
I
around for this technology.
I remember the charge you made in your search for.
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna
That
get it.
thing.
I'm looking, and I finally found the
What's behind it?
technology. Like the guy was like inventing it. They almost had like a contract to put this shit in these like tunnels with the train tunnels, so that they could be on the side. They're driving by it real quick, and it would put like billboards, kind of basically with these
Right.
things. And that's what I think they were trying to do, or they did a actual like art exhibit where there was like a stretch of tunnel like that, and that's what the whole thing was.
Well, you know, we've got here in St. Louis, we've got like big billboards that are literally large TVs, flat screen TVs, and they change what they're advertising.
Oh,
Yeah, but
And
this
and
is
it's
because
kind of
you're
like a
traced out, right?
condensed version of that. You know, I think.
Well, this is
That
the
times,
LEDs are flashing.
million
I don't
maybe,
know.
but-
It's a weird technology, but
yeah.
that's what it was. So this one guy basically just made these things, and they were art pieces. They weren't like. That's why you couldn't just go buy one, because you couldn't just buy this
Yeah.
light. It was art. It wasn't a light. So
I thought it was cool.
yeah. So I end
shout
up
out Cheeseburger.
finding the guy. Email
Did
somebody.
a great cheeseburger.
Yeah. Now, I found the museum that it was in
Yeah.
and told you, and you, yeah, that's how you
They got me in
ahold of the guy.
contact with them.
Yeah.
I end up getting. I talked like I had an email with the actual guy that invented the thing. He ends up shooting me over to his son because this guy's old as shit at this point, right? So he doesn't know how to work a damn email. And his son's like, "Look, my dad's too old to deal with this shit. What's going on?" And I told him about this light, and he was like, "Man, I think we still have one." And that's where I learned about all the fact that it was an art. You just didn't have them. He's like, "I think we still have one in the shed. Let me go check. If so, you know." I'll hook you up. Like I had it. It was bought. I had it bought. And he went and found it, got it. And he said he went to go plug it in, and it didn't turn on. And he
That's
went
right.
and had his fucking dad go look at it and everything, because his dad's the only one that knows how to work on the motherfucking things. Because he invented it, and it's like nobody else knows the shit. And it had some kind of water damage and shit. And they're like, "Sorry, man, we can't get it powered on. You
That's
just
crazy.
shut a shit out of luck."
I remember all that.
I was like, "How close could you be to
Yeah.
getting the damn light? Like, it's just not meant to be, right?" Like, what the fuck? I talked to the goddamn guy that invented it and got the last existing light
Yeah.
on the planet, and it don't work. There's one working on some
You're-
fucking bar wall somewhere,
You're
God damn it.
dedicated, man.
right? I need to find it
Cheers.
again.
Cheers to that.
Somebody can tell me where that light is. Fucking want it.
Triple
Something
eye
good.
light.
It's got to be something like that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
something like that.
It's a triple eye light. That's
It's
what
like
they call
3
it.
strips of LEDs, just 3 like.
It's a long time
Colored.
ago. There's like.
That's the problem
hologram-
too.
The hologram.
So much
stuff
cooler
right
shit,
now
right?
is just a little, just a little pod, and then there's a.
It's not the same though. I want that fucking
Yeah.
light.
Yeah. I'd rather just see the cheeseburger really than having
So
like
fucking cool.
a robot talk
That
to
thing
me.
was great.
Good on robots.
Yeah, but that was but
thanks.
that was what set me and James. We started going to raves like all over the country,
It was fun,
and
but it was a lot.
yeah,
We went all over the
We went-
place though.
we went everywhere.
Yeah.
Hours, and we'd spend days and places just partying. Like you'd spend 8 to 10 hours at a rave, and then you'd find the after party and spend a day or a day and a half at a after party, and then
Sometimes,
you'd
yeah.
go home and get home just in time to go to work, and
I didn't
leave
do a lot of
Friday,
those.
come home Monday.
A week or two later, you're doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was a house party guy, so
Yeah, and then that's what we did. Anytime whenever there was no rave, or we just didn't want to go rave, or there was or we just anything else, there's
Yeah.
always your house, because there was always massive people at your house.
I was more into the sound, and like I was more into the after parties than a lot of the actual raves. At least here in St. Louis, there's some bangers in Kansas City and Chicago, but there were some great parties here. But I would rather be at the after party. I was again more about the sound. And I was a drum and bass guy, so it wasn't that popular here in St. Louis.
yeah, I think I liked the
After
drum and
parties.
bass portion when I had.
5 a.m. the after party, there was usually a drum and bass guy there. That was that was my spot.
Well, I guess I had 40's house in there. I moved in with 40 for a while, too. That
yeah,
I miss hanging out at that
I
house.
forgot 40's house.
was after Broadway, because after I got popped at Columbia, and I ended up in my sister's house for a few months. I
Yeah.
saved up to get the car, and then when I was working at Advanced Promotions, selling those travel packages.
Yeah.
Remember, because I kept calling. I got fired because I was
Yeah.
calling you guys from work at the house, Columbia House, just shooting the shit for like a half hour. Because I figured out how to change the phone numbers in the system, so I would just call out to you guys. "What's up, man? Yeah, just kicking it at work." So we just bullshit.
Right.
But I was making a lot of money out of there. 'Cause I saved up for that car, got the grandma,
Yeah,
Oh,
and then I
That thing.
skeeted out of my sister as soon as I got the car. And then
The squirrel.
oh, that was so
The
funny.
squirrel on the front of the car, that was like classic, but
The funniest thing is
a lot
somebody
of people
stole
a
that.
lot of people can put a lot of people could put a stuffed squirrel on the front of their car, but there's a right and a wrong way to do everything apparently. That looked great.
It looked
it
like it
looked-
was jumping
The
across the
thing
street.
looked like it was holding on for dear life,
Oh, that was funny. I remember going through a drive-through once with that squirrel on the front, and the chick stopping like, "Oh, you got a squirrel in the front of your car?" And I acted all surprised, like, "Well, you got to get it off." She's like, "What? I'm not getting it off. You got to get it off for me." Somebody actually took that. Had to be working at that car wash at the time when I was at Alicia's, I think. How do you steal a freaking stuffed squirrel?
That is wind blown and like,
remember
because
that.
it had been on there for years at that point.
Yeah, that was a
It was
bummer.
like it had parts in its hair where like the wind blew it all the time.
Yeah, one of its legs was like broken
Yeah.
and like flapping around.
So do you remember the story
Poor guy.
about that squirrel? Like the whole thing behind that, and the name and
Like
pecker
where-
and shit?
I don't remember that. No.
Okay, so first of all,
Pecker.
this squirrel is like it's just a squirrel that I shot, right, when I was a kid.
Man.
I was like maybe 12 or something and shot it with a shotgun. It was like one of those like first squirrel hunt type
Yeah.
monument things, and it was mounted on a half wood thing, looked like a tree, and it was climbing, like looking like it was
Yeah.
climbing up down the tree, I think is what it was. And so I just had it hanging on the wall. And when I was here, when my mom lived here, I had it on the wall in my room, and at the time I was real big into like Tommy Hilfiger, right? And like the clothes and all that shit.
I
So when you
remember.
buy those clothes, they have these like little tags on
Your
them.
shit
Little,
was crisp though.
Ca-
Your shit was crisp.
they have these little like cardboard tags, right? That would come on the clothes.
Yeah.
And I had one hanging around the neck of this
Man,
thing,
yeah,
right?
I wasn't down with that though.
Okay.
Like when people leave in the stickers on the bill. Take
No,
that
it was
shit.
hanging around the squirrel's neck, like a fucking necklace on the thing. I just had it on the wall. I
Wait,
hang
the squirrel.
the Tommy Hilfiger tag, right?
Okay.
So it was just hanging on the wall. I just had
I'm
it
with you.
hanging around, right?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
And that. So I'm like, I guess I'm 16 years old, and we were into the Ouija board real big at the time. So me and Corey and my buddy John Sturgis were all doing this, like, the Ouija board a lot around here and just fucking with
Yeah,
it.
we did it a couple times together.
Yeah. And so we're like at the dining room table,
Spooky
and
ass thing.
and the shit's like, you know, it's always coming up with some weird ass shit that
Bullshit.
you're thinking it doesn't make any sense. Why it's coming up with this?
Yeah, there's always. Okay,
You know
well,
somebody's saying
yeah,
something because it don't make sense, right? And this thing, they're like trying to say that we're trying to like contact. It says it's the squirrel. Basically, we're trying to contact this fucking squirrel on the wall, right?
Yeah.
And I always called the squirrel Rocky, right? Because it's Rocky and
Rocky.
fucking Bullwinkle,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
so
yeah.
we just always called it Rocky.
I'm
It was
40s.
Rocky. It was
I'm in
Rocky.
my 40s.
So like the
Yeah.
name's Rocky, and it kept saying no. My name's Nick. Just kept saying Nick. Like
So-
no, it's fucking
so-
Rocky. He's like no, my fucking name's Nick, right?
So
So we're
you're-
like whatever,
what you're
right?
saying is,
Saying that the name was Nick, right? But it goes, this thing on the Ouija board says that that the squirrel hates Tommy Hilfiger, right? And I'm like, and at the time I'm thinking this is fucking ridiculous, right? Like what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. It's a Ouija board. And then I went into the room and realized that the Tommy thing was hanging on the neck, right? And then I was kind of like, well, that is kind of fucking weird.
it's disrespectful.
Right? A little bit, right? So I'm like, that's just so fucking weird. But it was just
Nick.
now it was Nick, right?
So Nick,
Right. So I'm 16. We're here. Then the
Nick
squirrel's Nick
squirrel.
now.
Shout
okay?
out, shout out, Nick. the
So
squirrel.
from here, then I guess I end up. I'm leaving here. I go to Jeremy's. I'm back here in the basement. Back homeless for a while. At some point, end up at Brandy Station. Right. We get the apartment at Brandy Station. Me, Vinny, Eric, Nate. Right.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah, so we go get this apartment. We're in there. I still have the squirrel. Squirrel goes up in the room. I have it back on display still, right? Squirrel's still around. One of these days, now we're only there for a
Still
month,
wearing
right?
Tommy Hilfiger?
Yeah, like,
I'm sure I was around. Oh, it didn't still have it around
Okay.
its neck. No, no, we got rid of that. He hated Tommy Hilfiger. I respected the Nick the
His
squirrel.
choice.
So we're still do some Ouija board over there at times, but so either way, we're out there for 28. I think now I'm 17 years old. We doing a lot of acid around that time, right? Like during
Yeah,
that
sure.
that month, I think was
Oh, yeah.
probably half of it. We were fucked up, right? And one of these days, we
Yeah.
were in there pretty fucked up, and you know, Pecker had this like weird like walk when he would like. When he was fucked up, it was kind of funny, right?
It
well,
was funny.
We were
but
just headed back. We were in there. We were in the front, and
he would go pretty
we
hard
were
with
headed
that
back
shit.
to my room, probably to go smoke or something, and or people were back there, so we just were headed back, and I'm just walking behind them. Now this is like a year and a half at least, like a year and a half after this, right? And this is a different group of people, everything. I'm following behind Pecker, and Pecker's just walking in front. I'm walking back to the room. He just stops, looks at the squirrel, puts his hands up, and goes, "Hey, Nick," and then just keeps walking. And I go, hey, Pecker, like, the fuck did you just say? He goes, what? I'm like, you just walked by and started talking to the squirrel. What did you just say? And he goes,
Are you sure?
I didn't say nothing. Yeah, like he like didn't even know what happened when he went by. I swear to you, this guy walks by and goes, hey,
Yo.
Nick, and just keeps walking. How fucked up is that, right?
He had some pretty interesting sleepwalking incidents.
Do you think the Ouija board's real? Like, what the fuck?
I
Is
mean, I've seen
The squirrel was
one.
Nick. It really hated Tommy Hilfiger.
I mean,
This thing said
Nick sounds like
Dana
a
Reek
squirrel name,
loves Corey,
you know?
right? Which ends up Corey
So-
doesn't even know who this is. This is some chick that I went to school with forever. He ends up having a class with her. She asks him out to prom 3 weeks later.
Oh yeah.
Is that weird? Or is that something that, like, Corey did that shit?
Well,
He knew it was coming. I mean, he was freaked out when he told me at the time, and that's the kind of stupid shit where you're like, there's no way a Ouija board's saying that kind of stupid shit, right? But then when that
Wait,
kind of shit
wait.
happens, isn't it kind of weird?
so was Corey on the Ouija board asking?
No, it just kept saying it. And he didn't even know who it was. I said, I know who that is. I've gone to school with her since I was in grade school.
Oh.
Turns out, he's like, oh, wait, maybe I do have her in one of my classes. And then 3 weeks later, she asked him to, supposedly, he could be full of shit,
Yeah.
you know. If Dana Reek's watching, maybe she's like, I did not ask him to prom.
Is it Dana Reek?
Do you know her?
I love that girl. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Where, she was
Did she
sweet.
ask Corey to prom? Do you know?
I have no idea, man.
Corey wouldn't lie to me.
remember I had a
don't
a
think.
Volkswagen.
Or if he did, he would tell me that he lied.
like a
At some
great
point.
dog and a good motorcycle or two. But yeah, I don't remember. But Dana Reek was a sweetheart. Yeah,
I didn't really know her. I just went to school with her.
yeah.
But it
I
was one
kinda
of those
went to
weird
school,
things
sort of.
I don't
where it
know.
makes you wonder.
There's some weird shit
I
that
was
happens with
there.
Ouija boards every once in a while, so I don't know.
We had a pretty interesting
I don't do it.
experience at the Brandy Station apartment. Like made the hair stand up on, back
Like a
of my
Ouija
neck.
board thing?
Yeah, I got spooked, but I was still in the back of my head. I'm like, yeah, this is all bullshit.
Right, it's got to be. It's fucking
He's
Milton
fucking
Bradley,
pushing it.
right?
Yeah.
You're
he's-
buying it from Spencer for $15. There's no way this thing.
Right, we got this shit at Walmart.
Yeah. I had that shit though. We made
I
one and the
believe
shit
it,
works. Like,
right.
so I don't. It's
But-
weird.
Some people believe that simply uttering words is all it takes to
I still think
yeah.
it's fucking retarded. Like, there's no way that can be real.
yeah, that's like too it's a little
And I have
convenient.
those experiences, right? And it's
That's
still
a-
like, it's just come on. 'Cause
Yeah, yeah.
there's no fucking way.
Yeah. I've had some interesting experiences, but the Ouija board, that's
Corey
goofy.
probably made that whole shit up.
Yeah, no, Corey was like,
To this day, he's
he's
probably
like-
like, that
he's like,
motherfucker still
"Oh
believes
my
that shit.
God, look. Look what it says, Bill.
Yeah, 3 weeks later, look what
Yeah.
happened.
She's fine.
One time, man, they ran out the house.
Was
Him,
she fine?
him and
Was
John
she-
Sturgis.
Was she cute?
You tell me. You're the one who remembered.
Dana Reek.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was cute as hell. Yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah, she's like 5'1".
He didn't go to prom with her, so that's messed up.
Me?
No, he didn't. I mean, he must have.
I didn't go to my prom.
Me neither.
I went to Oakville prom.
I was at Columbia's. Or I didn't go to the prom, but I went to the after parties at the hotels. There was some guy with 1 foot pissing on everything.
Johnny Corner.
Oh my God. I'm like, that's so.
No, he had a whole
I'm
bunch
like,
of money. It's like won some
when
kind
I
of
first saw
lawsuit or
this-
something. So
Yeah.
he was like, he thought he was the shit because he had like,
Dude,
he was like
Johnny.
My
rich.
first thought is like, that is so random. And then he says, oh yeah.
That's just what I
Johnny.
remember. Yeah, his foot was all fucked up, and he got a bunch of money from it. He was blowing it, but he was wasted, and he was just like pissing up and down the hallways and like breaking shit and like just causing a. He didn't give a fuck because he thought he was untouchable. I think.
Well,
Yeah.
his foot.
He got
Yeah.
like $250,000 for
So
he was
He blew it that
robbing
weekend.
trains. And
I don't know.
he was he was a kid, and he was robbing trains, and like the train track cut his foot off because he got caught in it.
Was that
And
it?
So since it happened on railroad property, yeah,
Man, I remember.
that was the story anyway.
Oh, man.
And I know that he got $250,000. Oh, he's fine.
He was all right, dude, but he drank a lot.
He just
But you know,
he's missing part of his foot.
right.
I mean,
I never saw him again after that night. I just remember
yeah, he's a
from
good
that
guy.
night.
He was a good guy. He was interesting. He was a fun party.
Yeah, and 40's house was fucking sweet. I didn't understand that. That was in the middle of Oakville,
Oh man.
and like dead in the middle of Oakville. Like you could spit on the fucking
It was in that weird
baseball fields.
That weird pocket though, like near
Yeah,
the
and it was
high
like a
school and then the
Still.
cemetery.
Still, he would have like cars parked, jam packed in there all the way to the back with like
I
50
wasn't-
fucking people outside.
I wasn't worried about cops at that house. I was worried about his father.
I mean,
I love his dad.
shit, I didn't understand how they
I
let
love
it
his
go.
dad so much,
you know,
but-
they're cool. They just let it go. I'm like,
shit.
you get away with this shit? Yeah. No, they're cool. And then like 15 minutes later, they'd come out like, everybody get the fuck out of here. Like, and you're like, oh no, don't worry about them. They would go in and never come back out the rest of the night, and everybody
Yeah.
would just stay there. I didn't believe it, but we did. We
Yeah.
partied our ass out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I lived there for a while because I stayed in. I was chipping in, and helping out. They loved me. I did Christmas over there for like
He-
10 years.
sort of liked me. He didn't love me till later.
40,
Like
that
way
shit was
later,
fun,
but-
man. Like what? I remember
Before
going to
I
his house where my
understand
mom
shit.
had to drop me off because I couldn't drive. We were doing the,
Shout out, pops.
the Johnson family CDs.
Oh yeah.
I remember showing up over there right after he
I've
did
got
the
a
Doris
couple of
bonus
clean
track,
ones.
and he was laughing so hard. And I came in, I'm like, "What the fuck is so funny, dude?" And he couldn't stop laughing. He was fucking rolling, and he was like,
listening to him.
"Yeah." He was like, he started, he played it back, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" I started laughing, and we tried to call her back, but it was busy. Dude, it was
She was
just
calling
seeing
the
him
fire
laugh.
department.
Holy shit, it was so funny. Watching him laugh on that. Do you remember that shit?
Oh,
That track?
you
I don't know
should
if
have
I
had
got
this. You should have had that pulled up. Yeah,
I could pull that shit
we
up.
didn't know.
Which one was it?
Doris is the wrongest, funnest
Oh,
shit
Doris.
ever.
Oh my god.
Like it is so wrong, but it is so funny.
Yeah, I still feel bad about
Like,
that one.
and like I said, the reason why they couldn't call her back was because they were on the phone with the fire department, sending them over to this old lady's house so that they could bust the door down.
James, you say you feel bad about that? Get out of here.
I don't. Well, and that, you know, shit was hilarious, but
Hello? Yeah? Who is it? Who is it? Doris? What's wrong? Doris, what's wrong? What hurt? You fell? Doris? Let me call 911.
Call 911.
Get my calendar. Let me get somebody. Open the house. Are you at home?
God, I haven't listened to this in decades.
Dude, he was dying.
Oh.
He was laughing so
She,
hard.
That
that
made
part.
the Jerky Boys sound like that was like heavy metal compared to what the Jerky Boys were doing back
Yeah,
then.
but
The
they
part
were
at
the
the end
pioneers, though.
that you can't understand says, "Jesus, God, please help her because I
Yeah.
can't help her."
And we didn't even notice that till we were in that, when
We
we
were
were in that
digitizing
studio.
it, yeah. He slowed it down. He's like, we're like, what does she say there? Because it's just, and and he slowed it down, and we had to take it word for word and like figure out what she said. Yeah, I said so bad.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was back when. Now I could do that
We
shit
were-
right now
We were young.
on my computer. Yeah, we go to the studio. This guy's got like
We were
every
wild.
piece of equipment you
Yeah.
could think of.
We were. I mean, we weren't crazy, but we were pretty daring. You know, We partied
Well, you
our
had-
asses off. You know.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about the Johnson family because he had the suitcase that was
Oh.
just
Well, yeah, that was
that's daring.
genius.
Where you got the cops called on your neighbor down the street because you went down and called the police, called people from his house.
What?
With the alligator, you took the alligator clips and you put it into the you went down to your neighbor's house and you clipped into their phone lines.
I think that
Or-
was like theoretically possible, but I don't think we
I
ever
thought
did
you,
that.
Why did you
It
build
was
the
like-
alligator clips?
It was so that we could do that, but I don't think I ever
I-
actually pulled it off.
Sounds like a Sunday morning conversation. You know what I mean?
Now I had it to where I could tap into the phone line. So
Right.
back then you had the real phone lines that came in, and you could go if you could get to the outside of it. I could clip on into the other phone line and tap in, but we never
James
actually
Bond.
did it.
James Bond prank calls.
Yeah, we never did that.
James Bond level prank calls.
They were all right.
The briefcase was pretty impressive.
That was fucking funny.
It was
It
all
was
in
pretty
one.
funny.
The Radio Shack
Hook
special.
it in and record it.
It looked good though.
Yeah, it would automatically dial
No, it
nine,
was-
the star 67.
baby.
Yeah. It hit all the.
The record would go. The tape player would automatically record on voice, so it would only go when the phone got picked up.
Right.
That was a big save of time because a lot of that. I mean, we would have tapes and tapes and tapes of just
And this
dead
is,
air and like getting out. All, there's a
We're-
lot of.
we're not talking about digital recording like
Oh no.
Oh.
The first one
This
I
is
had, I
way
still
back
have
when-
the original tap, which is a suction cup that's stuck onto the side of the phone and had an audio cord that plugged into a
I remember.
like a sound
remember.
design tape deck I had
Yeah.
or something. Those were bad. Some of those we couldn't save. Remember, we went in and we couldn't even get the recordings. So I do have some on tape that never made it to CD.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, and I got a tape player too. It's crazy.
Yep, there's a gunner.
Think I'm gonna need a top or two. Man,
Yes.
so from 40s, I guess. From 40s I went to Potomac, and then it was on from there.
Man.
Potomac was a great apartment, man.
Yeah. So by the time I was in there, that was 3 years. We made it 3 years in there, and that was
Was it?
yeah,
It said
that was
longer.
solid too.
Oh, yeah.
Solid parties at Potomac.
yeah.
Well, I think it kind of seems longer because it bled into Velma, and
No, there was a gap in between there because I went to Baumgartner first with Ludwig.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Which I didn't even want to leave my fucking house. He talked me into that. I would probably still be there.
It was a good apartment.
Fuck.
Yeah, why did you have to leave? I mean, there was the bar across.
I
the
just
street,
left to
and
go
they-
to Baumgartner with
Yeah.
Ludwig. And his fucking the
Sean.
dumbass at that thing that made me pay $750 wouldn't let me go to the he wouldn't let me go to the meeting with her to get the apartment because he thought I was an asshole, which he was correct. But I was a salesman, right? In the meeting, she's like, we're asking $750, but I mean, is that too much? Because we can work with you.
Yeah.
No, $750's fine. Like, what, Ludwig? What are you doing to me? I would have got the house for $500, bro. It was a
Talking-
tiny ass house. You had a whole big yard, but you couldn't use none of it.
Well, he was making fat money from the iron company.
He just
working there.
he thought it was cool to be able to say he could afford it instead of thinking like we don't have to pay this freaking
Yeah.
lady that all she was in our ass the whole time, constantly. And he would be like, "You gotta answer." Like, no, fuck, I gotta answer this door. Fuck her. Like, you can't say that. She's right outside. Fuck, she ain't my friend. She's my landlord. Get her to fuck back to her house. Like, I don't want her here.
Yeah.
I paid rent. Get the fuck out of my hair. I didn't like her.
Mine's cool. Currently.
Yeah.
Happy to say.
It was his first apartment. He just, he was real uptight. He was always cleaning the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Get pissed at me. I'd have parties. You can't have parties, and then I'd have a party
Cleaning the
anyway.
shit out of it.
Kick Travis out of the house, and I just let him back in. He was right. He was doing things good. I didn't care as much. I don't know. I had been living on my own though for a long ass time, so for me, I was like, "What are you tripping over, dude? Like,
Right.
it's all good." He's wanting to pay the shit like way early, you know. Like, I'm good. I got 3 weeks. He's like, "But you got the money. Just pay it." I'm
We
like,
gotta take the garbage out.
"Yeah,
Of course we do.
that's right." I'm gonna have Ludwig on to defend himself. I don't want to be talking shit. Sorry.
Shout out, Ludwig.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
man.
yeah, Potomac was off the chain, man. I mean, I don't know how I got so hooked up, but I was only paying like $320 for that thing. It was,
Great balcony.
yeah, I was able to get in that bar, so I knew a couple of those bartenders and got by with that fake ID that Eric made. Remember, we printed them off his computer.
Yeah.
So that was back before they even had the cards. They were still
Yeah.
on that paper shit.
They're
Yeah,
pretty
we
bad.
laminated it.
Yeah, with a sticker on the back. Yeah, it didn't even look that good.
They're really bad.
But I was able to get shit from Schnucks
I'm like, nah, I'm good.
and through certain gas stations and that bar work. Once I knew the bartenders, then I became a regular at the bar. It was all good. And that was from 19 up. I celebrated a birthday and then another birthday, and I remember that time. Like, ooh, how old are you? I was like, 21. The look on her face was like, yeah, too late now. That was a cool fucking bar. Used to kick it there a lot.
I remember it
Yeah.
vaguely.
It's still there, and it's they
Oh,
they
yeah.
bought the laundromat next door,
Oh.
so it's like the whole fucking building now. Last time I went in there, it was huge. They weren't selling the brain sandwiches anymore.
They're still open
Yeah, they got another one too down in
That's
Bella
cool.
or over
A
in
lot
Bella
of-
Villa.
though. A lot of the mom and pop stuff is closed now with everything going on, and that sucks. So that's cool to hear.
Shout out Denny.
Shout out Denny.
He used to
Yeah.
have a brain sandwich.
Loot.
I don't know.
It was alright.
Oh.
I mean, there was times we had so many people on that porch. I'm
It's a
surprised it
texture
held up.
thing. It was a little funky.
By the time I went in there to actually try it, when I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go eat it, then they didn't
Yeah.
have it anymore. Yeah, fuck them.
I had it in like southern Arkansas when I was real young, but I mean, I remember how kind of spongy it was. Didn't taste bad, but the snap on it, I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that being the issue for sure.
I am not eating brains.
That's just how I am.
That is not for me.
Yeah, and the the whole brain thing. Yeah. Shout out zombie movies.
Yeah, but there was just so many people at that apartment for so long.
Right? Like a 60 a
And-
night. I mean, you're talking
and-
like you could fit so many in that apartment to get away with it. But because of
And
the
it was just
bar
rotating in and out.
and because of where I was at, the traffic didn't matter as much, right?
Mm.
And then because of how the building was set up, I was a 4-family, and the guy next door was never home during that time. He was like on a weird schedule.
I don't really ever remember anybody like
Rich was on an opposite
banging
schedule,
on the door. or
right? So
did
when he was
something, you know,
sleeping,
they
it was
did.
in the back. So it was kind of away from him.
I don't know how we got away with so much.
Yeah, it was crazy. Never had one time a cops up there.
Yeah.
The one
No
time the
shit.
cops were outside, remember, and everybody took off, and there was some party going on, a keg party for, hell, somebody's birthday. I think I was letting them do the party there.
Hmm.
Maybe Liz's friend, maybe, or something. Possible.
I don't
Janesco,
remember. Oh.
something like that. There was I was doing some kind of keg party for a birthday. I was
Yeah.
letting somebody have it. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Miss
Wait,
Liz.
reason to party, fuck, we're doing it
Whatever.
anyway.
Yeah.
Shout
charge for that
shout out
shit.
Liz Janesco. Or I can't remember her new last name, but shout out Liz.
She's
She was a
she's still with that
champion,
Don, right?
Buddy, I haven't seen her in
Yeah, me too.
15
I remember that
years.
guy though was like cool as fuck.
Yeah. She's doing good.
God, I partied so much. Snapped my arm wrestling at that Potomac building.
I heard your arm snap.
Were you there that night? That
Yeah,
was
I
a Mardi
was.
Gras night?
I was literally standing next to you. It sounded like somebody broke a pool cue over the top of your head. Like just snap.
I didn't even hear that shit either.
You looked or kind of you did like you scanned everybody around like, did this just like kind of like did I just break my arm? You know, and you went
No,
at
it's
it.
not broken. Just push it back
Yeah,
in there.
just jam it in there.
Jam it in there.
He's
It'll
like,
be okay.
forget about it. You know, he's like, I just got done watching Over the Top, and he went gnarly with it, and then he did the weird thing. And
Looking
he's
back
like,
on it
"Yeah,
now,
broke it."
too, I would totally know that it was just in a bad spot.
No, you like went like a day or two before you like got an X-ray or something like before you.
Yeah, well, that
were
was the
like-
weekend, so it was after Mardi Gras, the Mardi Gras parade, so it was like a Saturday night.
Yeah,
I think they took me down to Slough. All they did was kind of wrap it up, put
Yeah.
put like a bandage on
we
it.
were at that point. We were locked. We were. That was a.
Oh, I was so wasted.
we
I'm
were.
like, I
at-
can't go to that. It
was a
can't be
long-
broken.
That was a
I'm too
long
drunk.
day. You know.
That's crazy.
Shout
And
out
you know, they
Marty
were
Bros.
actually throwing tournaments then at Brewski's during that time. Like, I could have actually learned how to really arm wrestle during
Oh,
all them
mhm.
days. Fuck no. I started arm wrestling again. Never knew for 10, 15 more years that I did it wrong.
Yeah, and look at you now.
Right?
Good job.
Fuck, man. Them parties were great.
Now you got the weird ninja arm. You know it's stronger now after you broke it.
It's still fucking wuss
That
arm.
that spot now is like alien bone. It's
Yeah.
got, you know,
yeah. I
less
guess.
air bubbles or whatnot.
We were.
That's why Bruce Lee was always punching wood. He's making his hands nice and
I was over at Eric and Kim's
Deadly.
house, and we were talking about the New Year's parties over down at Velma. Whenever when Peanut, like,
Oh,
shooting
you started
off his
shooting that gun.
yeah,
Cleared
And
that place
I
out.
was like, okay, man. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, here, just give me the gun. I took the gun. I started walking back, and he's like, no, and he runs up to me and grabs it out of my hand. Like, okay, it's gone. We're gone here. Let's go. It's time to leave.
what? Man.
Yeah, he had a big old giant, like a fucking AK or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he let me.
And he was wasted.
Uh huh.
Like, you could see it in his eyes, wasted and shit. Like, fucking.
No.
He let me take the gun,
I recall
and then once he
the
figured out I was taking it in, he went and
weapon.
snatched it out of my hands.
Yeah, he was out back, like, fucking, pow, 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 just firing it up in the air and
Reloaded
shit.
it,
But
and
he
then
was like, the
started
way he
shooting
was
again.
cocking it, running around the house, dude, it was like, not, it wasn't cool,
Yeah.
you know?
People were
That was
out.
a wrong neighborhood for that.
Oh, it's
People
just
were
like,
out.
It ain't
there was
that,
a lot of
you
people at
know.
that party, too. You don't run around the house like that. But you could see in his eyes, he wasn't.
He was pretty.
Yeah, he
Next-
was lit.
far
Next
gone,
time I saw him, he was, I did what?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we know. That's why we left.
Shout out Peanut.
That's why
He was a legend. You know.
Kim says, "Yeah, I don't go out after that was the last time I went out for New Year's." Okay.
Velma, I made 6 years, a good 6 years there.
Yeah.
And probably, I don't know. You compare it to Potomac? I don't know. Probably, I guess.
We were getting older.
It was
So,
different.
Yeah,
Started Fish
things
Fest
were
over
getting-
there, though.
Well,
Cool
yeah,
shit.
Things were getting, yeah.
The high dollar challenges that we did over there were pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
sophisticated
one of the
debauchery there.
champions, I won one of those.
Somehow I still got away with it there,
Actually,
too, which was weird.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cops at the house up the street and down the street, and they never showed up at my house either.
Well, we didn't have people fighting or screwing shit up, or
No.
Yeah.
Well,
we never had to call the cops on ourselves either.
It didn't get
So
like dumb until obviously like shit like a AK. You know, you got a Kalashnikov in South
The-
County.
the-
You're gonna have a bad day.
with what? What are you talking,
Talking
about?
about Peanut with the AK. Was he shooting
Oh.
at Belma?
Yeah, that was Velma.
Yeah. See, like, yeah.
I mean, it was New Year's. You'll get away with the
Yeah.
gunshots. It's more the party and the
it cleared the party.
yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know how bad it was this year down here, but Dutchtown, like it was World War
yeah.
Five.
Yeah, that wasn't that. It was more just
It was
he shouldn't have been
nuts.
doing that shit
Right.
the way he was doing it. He was being
There-
pretty careless.
There was a dude somewhere in the neighborhood who's got it's an automatic rifle. He wasn't bump firing anything. He had a full auto something. It was big. It was a big rifle too. It was loud. And I'm just having a cigarette, looking on my phone, doing my word puzzle, and then you know, like he was maybe half a mile from me, but that thing was bloody loud, man. I'm like, Happy New Year. Shit.
Were you there
You
when
think
we?
they do that in the country, but they don't.
Yeah, they ain't gonna waste the bullets.
Straight up fireworks. They're all about the fireworks down south. More so. Yeah, everybody shoots a shotgun here or whatever, but like it's different. It's different. It's a little more wild.
You remember doing that skit from Potomac? For it was my buddy Jesse. His name was Jesse, I think, and there was another guy, and they had like a like one of those cable access channels where they do stupid shit on a fucking TV show. And so we did this skit where I had this like cat, this like stuffed cat that looked like it was sleeping, and we grabbed it. I threw it up in a fucking trash bag and threw it off the porch because I was pissed because somebody said it pissed on my bed or something. So I was acting like I grabbed it, and then when I threw it off the porch, I threw it into the street, and right as I was throwing it into the street, a car comes over, runs over the fucking bag with the fucking cat in it.
Totally
Set up completely. It was Vinny who was
Oh.
driving a Beretta over the car waiting for me to throw it. The cat
That's-
was a stuffed cat,
That's
right?
right. I remember that.
But the whole thing was set up to be real, right?
yeah.
And actually did it and put it on there. And I remember somebody calling me one time that actually saw that fucking thing playing. Like, who watches cable access, right? And then actually call and be
God,
like,
I
I see
forgot
you on
about that
TV.
shit.
I just saw you on TV. Threw a fucking cat off the thing. Like,
Yeah, you know, we were so mad at like the CKY Jackass guys. Like, I love all those guys, but you know, we were all
if we would have had cameras.
kind of fucking mad.
The
kinda
prob-
fucking
the
mad.
biggest problem back then,
Like,
though,
what
to
are you doing?
to
Like,
do any of that was to
we
get
were-
it mic'd,
they're
right?
they're you know, I love all, like, you know, we grew up with that shit, and I love it. We were just jealous that they were
Yeah.
like, oh fuck,
They did it. We
yeah,
could have.
yeah. He's a genius.
The biggest
Shout
thing
out
was
Bam.
like
He's good.
miking, you know, getting that all that equipment. It was so hard to record people and mic them and not like secretly at the time. It's not like now where you could all have it in a little pin thing. You know,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Because we used to do those dummies from when I was a kid where we'd stuff fucking old clothes with like newspapers and shit and have them look like a dead
And then
person.
And that was one of the
Just to wait for somebody to call the cops.
Early like
Fuck yeah, I was
the
doing that
early
in the 80s.
CKY like so, you know, it's like the conversation we had. There were packs of men and women like us at that age doing this same kind of shit.
Oh yeah. I'm
Just
sure we weren't the first to.
different. You know?
I don't know. I haven't heard about anybody doing dummies.
But yeah, we were wildcats as far as this area is concerned. We weren't stupid. Like, we weren't some goofy
Yeah, I don't know.
Lee May.
Yeah.
Like, I watched Menace to Society too many times. Shout out Lee May, not trying to be negative.
your mother. Feel sorry for what? What about like Buddy and the all-you-could-smoke parties?
Buddy was
Remember that
Buddy
shit?
was good, dude.
I remember one time going out there where he said it
Yeah.
was all you could smoke, and it would cost me
Hit a badass
like
truck. by the way.
$15 or something to get in, and I said, "Excuse me, what did you say?" I made him refill a couple times. He was a little upset.
Wait, sorry, say that again. There was a $15 cover charge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was $15 to get in, but then it was all you could smoke.
Oh, well, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't bad.
And drink, like, all you can anything,
Yeah.
I think, pretty much.
Yeah, there's piles and
Yeah, all you can anything.
Yeah. Piles.
But I was just like, all you can. What?
Buddy's a good dude. I think I'm sure he's doing good these days. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm off social
Still
media
is.
for the most part, I think. Except for
when I see him,
YouTube.
he's doing good.
I think he's a
Yeah.
fellow farmer. I believe.
Yeah,
That's
he's
cool.
a fellow gun enthusiast. I'm for sure.
I think it's time for the traditional top roll king.
Yeah.
Best papers on the planet. Arm wrestling papers.
Buddy had a sick truck, by the way. His Silverado.
Had quite the gun collection.
Yeah, and he had some bad boys.
Lost them in something one time. They got almost all
Got
that
him
shit back.
Yeah.
Almost all of it.
He kept his bullets.
Mm.
Not
Oh,
all of
yeah.
them.
Not
He
all.
got
Can't
back
win 'em
some
all, yeah.
special ones too that he was surprised that he got back. They took some kind of like goggles of some sort, something.
Night vision.
Yeah, something pretty cool. But he was like, after getting out the rest of it, he wasn't gonna throw a fit over to one
Night
thing.
vision. I'd love to have a pair of night vision goggles. Like fishing with night vision goggles that'd be awesome.
Did you see underwater with night vision goggles or something? What the fuck you fishing for?
No, like I'm not jumping in the water like
How's that
grabbing
gonna help you?
fish. I'm,
Just to be out
Fishing-
there fishing
yeah,
and then looking around at night vision.
right. Just in case. Bears are fast, man.
That's fucking weird, but okay.
Bears are fast.
What if we go back instead of jumping ahead? Do you remember partying at Greg Hartzell's house?
Of course.
His mom's house in the basement for like
Love you, Mrs. Hartzell.
Some-
I'm sorry about all those parties.
some kind of birthday party or something where Doug was like chaperoning almost, and we had a
Shit.
cooler of jungle juice.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, you had picked up the corner
Doug
and
was
you were
asleep by,
chugging,
like-
chugging the fucking jungle juice out of the cooler.
Yeah, I finished the jungle juice. I'm like, I did it. I did it.
Oh man, it was what? That was. I was probably 16 there too. I would think.
Yeah. I had my
I drive
Volkswagen.
by the where Greg's brother's house was up in North County. I drive by
No
that
shit.
area like every day, and I see it. I look over there because we were walking around smoking a joint when we went and hung out with him one day. There's a party at his house, and we went
Doug's?
and walked off and smoked a joint or something. And I drive by the spot where we were walking all the time because that's the only
Yeah.
reason I know where it is.
Mm,
But yeah, that was.
miss Doug.
Back when Greg worked at All Restaurants Deliver.
Oh, man.
And I remember almost buying a zip code for that because I was like, that is genius. And that's basically what Grubhub is now, right? That
yeah,
was just
we're
pre.
talking.
Yeah, this
This
is the
is
90s.
20.
man.
Over
30
20 years ago.
Yeah. 90s.
Way
mid-90s,
ahead of its
so.
time.
Yeah, it was badass.
Those
Like
people
they would
weren't
deliver
lazy,
anything.
though,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it didn't work out.
It was the same kind of. It was the same concept.
She just didn't
It's
market it
exact
good
same
enough.
thing.
Just like
Yeah, it was what it
decades.
was
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
without the technology.
Well, yeah, without like, I mean, they were using beepers and shit, so that makes it more difficult. Like now,
Greg was a pro, by the way. Shout out, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that place was pretty badass.
they were just
He
too
wouldn't-
far ahead of their time.
Yeah, yeah. He wouldn't let me eat any Cusimano's pizza, though. Cusinelli's. That's what it was. I'd be riding with them after school. Yeah, yeah.
And when I worked at that Shell gas station, I remember slanging them car washes with the fucking free code. I made so much money selling car washes,
I
man.
think I remember that.
And then I had the cop code too, so I could upgrade. So then, in the wintertime, people would come by, not even buy gas; they just wanted to buy a car wash, you know.
Yeah.
So you'd have like an attendant. So I would just sell them, and they would, no matter what they'd buy, I would just put in the good code. But I would try to upcharge them. So if they'd buy the cheap one for $4, the good one might be $10. Back for an extra $1, I'll give you the good one, you know. I'd be like, oh, okay. Or even if they said no, like they're still getting the good one because that's the only code I'm using. I'm taking all the money. And I was just like, it would just be constant cop codes all the way through there. Or there was like a test code that you could run a test run through. I just started running that code. It was like 11600, some shit like that. Or no, that was mobile. I
I
used to
think
make a killing doing that.
I got a couple car washes there.
Well,
It was
a
good.
killing for being 16.
It was a good car wash. Yeah.
And having nothing invested.
Yeah, but nothing. You should just drink in the back. You just pop a Boone's Farm or something. and
No, I'm good, bro.
You finish it off, and then you just drop the bottle. You know, and you sweep it up. You're like, oops.
Yeah, the Boone's Farm.
Drink it before
the
you
Boone's
break it,
Farm was
you
a
know?
little out of control. There was a period where we were drinking some Boone's Farm. You had a
You ever
cash.
try to bong one?
You
It's
had
damn near impossible.
no,
Have a beer
I don't
bong.
think I ever did
It
that.
was to bowl out of your eyeballs.
I mean, I
fucking
did some
horrible.
goofy shit, but no, I don't think I did that one.
Yeah. I did a lot of drinking at Potomac when I was on probation, so I quit smoking for like 16 months.
Mm.
And I was got pretty fat for drinking. I was drinking a lot. A lot of Budweiser, a lot of Everclear.
Everclear.
Those Bildos, remember with the Everclear, like the fucking juicy juice shit. I used to sell them things for like $5 a cup to people. Fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I wasn't down.
Juicy juice are gross all by themselves.
No, but it was because it was concentrated. It would cover the Everclear. Yeah, it was gross. But if they got it down,
Me and
that'd be fucked
Everclear,
up.
I never had a good experience with
No.
Everclear. It was never,
Not drinking it.
no. It was like, why do they make this? It was like starter fluid.
Because someone wasn't getting drunk fast enough.
Mm.
That's why that's why they make it.
But the Russians love shit like that. The hardcore, like moonshine, but times 10.
Yeah, what was the deal with that? I
Basically
don't want to get so
gasoline.
fucked up.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me take the 2 Vicodins, right? Because that'll make the 6-pack turn into a
A
12.
12. Yeah.
Like, well,
And
like,
then
why do you need the fucking 12? Like, why?
Why stop there?
Yeah, but I mean, just you look at it now, I just wonder what the fuck was my deal.
Mm.
I wanted to do it all and find out how, you know,
How far can you go?
Yeah, how
Yeah,
far
yeah.
can you fucking take this shit?
Yeah, we had to jump and see if we could take it.
That's why I never liked cocaine,
Yeah.
because I would
It's,
do it all, right? You're supposed to do like a little bit all
it
night,
was always the dumbest
you know?
shit.
And I'm
too.
like, no, how much do you got? What, a half gram? Or let's just do that. Like, you spell your name out, you're
Yeah.
fucking like,
right.
"Ah,
20
it's
minutes
fucking
later.
Too much, yeah. Like, why do you like this? Like, you don't
Mm.
do it all, man. The fuck?
Right.
Like, well, why wouldn't you do it all? I don't understand. Fuck, this is stupid.
It was stupid. Yeah, never a big fan.
I always knew it was stupid.
We know, Darrell.
I don't do none of that.
And then around 2000, when the rolls were big and they were fucking everywhere,
Mm.
shit was just too damn expensive for me. I like this shit.
It was
but it was like,
dangerous too.
but it'd take me like 2 or 3 of them. Like, you're gonna tell me it's gonna be $60 fucking dollars? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
Luckily, I knew the guy.
around that time, nobody had any idea what was actually in them. It was a dangerous time for that kind of shit.
Yeah, it was just so expensive when you could get a hit of acid for $5.
Best time though.
It was a different direction, though. You know. It was
Yeah,
a-
but to me, it was always like value.
right.
Fuck that shit.
It was
$5,
It was
dude.
different.
I always tell the kids that that they don't party like us anymore because if they did,
Mm.
they'd die. But then I started thinking about it, and it's like a lot of us died too. So
Right.
it just didn't stop
Well,
us. Like we just
James
okay,
here's
well,
died a
another
couple
one
times.
down.
It's
Yeah.
shout out died
Died.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, you never know.
I'm lucky. I
Could just be tired. Fell asleep.
nah. It was
But,
for real that time.
I mean, yeah, I blew in my sleep.
hey, I
sometimes,
came back.
don't know.
I'm good.
I'm feeling much better now.
Yeah. Oh, way better.
Psych.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
but I think that the party like it's 99 came from us, man.
Right? Like we
Mm.
did it.
I mean, we were killing it. We were rowdy.
It was
It was
we all were like so I talk to kids now. I talk to a lot of kids, and
Things are.
they just don't party like that anymore. Like they don't do it. They don't get into the big groups. They don't.
Hey, you think
They're a little more aware, but they're less. They're less willing to push themselves out.
You think that's a social media thing?
I don't know.
I think that
Yeah.
definitely changes.
Because we didn't
Like-
have that shit.
Yeah, I mean,
They could-
general activity for somebody at that age that we were then, things are way different, you know. But
Yeah, like you couldn't have kept me in the house that long, and I can't
No.
make my kids go out.
I was
Seems like
on, I was on 2 wheels by the time I got home from work, school. You know.
Yeah, if we did stay home, we had to do stuff with our parents
Yeah, fuck
because
that.
I mean, what else was there to do?
Shout out parents.
And they they don't that now kids can disappear in their rooms. They're not there. They're
I
in
could do
there, but
that.
they're not there.
I was just listening to like music, but you know, things are way different. I'm glad to be from that phase though, kind of the like more analog generation, the more camping and canoeing and
Yeah, because I think it really fucked people up. You can see what's happening.
yeah.
There's just too much
mean-
going on. They can experience so much more.
I
Like
like-
one night of YouTube
Yeah,
would have taken us like a year to experience.
yeah.
Where would we have seen all that shit? We couldn't
Right.
have seen all that.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't like there was videos like
But they weren't-
available
but
like that.
we did it. We didn't see it. We did it. So
But then it would have taken 2 years to do it.
okay, but it was an actual experience.
More than
Yeah, but they start to not notice the difference. Your brain don't know, so then they just feel like, well, it's like saying, do I need to see the Grand Canyon when I seen a picture?
Yes.
You know, that type of shit.
Yes. Yes, you do.
I go on Google Earth.
There's
and
a
see it or something.
visceralness
Hey,
there.
Funny story. There's a picture of me and my sister standing in front of the Grand Canyon. I have no recollection of ever being there.
How old were you in the picture?
13, 14.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was a teenager. You know,
You
14,
never remember
15
going?
maybe. I have no recollection of that trip to the Grand Canyon.
You don't know why?
No. I mean, maybe the accident, the car accident, or the overdose. Like maybe that I injured some frontal lobe, or you know, I definitely did with the car accident. But yeah,
Just happened to hit that memory bank. Or something?
yeah,
That was
yeah,
the spot.
That's fucked up.
This is the Grand Canyon. Dink.
yeah. I'm like, where is this? My sister's like, it's a Grand Canyon jump, and I'm like, no. I don't remember that. But you know, that's it's one of those things you find out. I guess I don't know, but.
Hmm. Wonder if 40's got anything like that. 'Cause he got hit by that car too. Pretty fucking bad at like 15, 14.
Yeah, I hit a tree at about 50, 60 miles an hour and got myself pretty good. That Honda took a beating and kept going. Shout out Honda Prelude. 89 SI. Took a tree at 50 miles an hour at easy and it kept going. But I'm not proud of what I did. I was really drunk.
How about a shout out to that
Bad night.
fucking
Shout out-
Suzuki
Shout out
sidekick?
Bad Night.
Oh,
Oh shit.
The Suzuki sidekick of Darrell's rental. How about that?
oh man.
That poor car.
Where we had the parties in your mom's force, the
Yeah,
force right next
The
to there.
bus and quarry.
We used to drive that sidekick around
like a
on
rally
the
car.
four-wheeler trails.
How long did you have that thing for?
5
Oh.
months.
5 months?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 5 months
That
and
poor
like
thing, man.
80,000 miles or some shit. Like
Mm.
a lot.
And that was just like an Enterprise car or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
It
you're
was just like Enterprise. Well,
basic
so
like you were
Suzuki
paying legit
sidekick.
for that, like the.
no, so so this lawyer, so that the only reason I had the the rental was because my mom died in a car accident, and then we had this lawyer he took the case,
Shout out to us, mom.
and he's going through, and and like he's like, oh, you need a car, right? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, okay, we'll get this rental car, we'll charge it to whatever. I say, okay, and so we were only supposed. I think I was only supposed to have the rental car like maybe for a month or a week or a few weeks or something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
was like 2 weeks.
We ended up I had it forever. The only reason they got it back when they did was because I got arrested, and so they took the car back at that point. But
that thing, the
But
heater was
the
smoking.
heater was broken. I mean, so I got the car. It had like 500-600 miles on it. By the we by the time they got it back, one of the wheels wobbled, the engine clicked, the heater didn't work. It
kind of
was
worked.
But you checked the
fucked.
box, right?
Yeah, we checked the box.
Box? What box?
For the
The live,
insurance.
yeah,
Oh.
extra load insurance.
The insurance, yeah. So the lawyer, after we got it back, we still didn't settle nothing with the lawyer because the case was still ongoing.
Yeah.
The lawyer comes and he says, hey, Darrell, I'm sorry, we can only get you this much, it was $25,000 they were going to give me for the guy that ran into my mom and killed her in the car accident. And he goes, hey man, I go, what? That's unacceptable. He goes, well, we got to take it. I go, well, no, actually, I don't have to take anything. I go, you're actually the only one that's on the hook for any amount of money at this point. So you may have to take it, but for you to take it, I got to sign it, and I'm not signing that shit. So that guy, it took him 4 years to get my little brothers to sign that paper because I wasn't ever going to sign it. I didn't get any money from it. I didn't sign that paper. I did nothing. I was like, but yeah, I left that lawyer on the hook for thousands of dollars on fucking rentals because he said he wasn't going to do anything. So I was like, okay, fine. Have fun. Like, yeah, I feel like I screwed him. So, I mean, he got his money, but it took him a long time. I bet it's the last time he did that. But yeah, he was a douche.
A little bit.
$25,000, drunk guy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. But like I said, I think I got over him on that one.
That sidekick got me to
That
advanced
sidekick was
promotions
awesome.
in Crestwood from Columbia, your house in Columbia, in 13 minutes that day, remember?
Yeah.
I don't even think that's possible.
Stock Suzuki Sidekick.
Yeah.
Well, that's from him driving like a fucking maniac. Passing people on the shoulder and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that thing was amazing. It was stupid. Like
That's
we
more
went
like
somewhere like the way it worked on those trails. Like,
I mean, as a rally car,
it wasn't much bigger than a 4-wheeler.
that was fun.
That We drove
My
all over
motorcycle
those
track
woods.
in the woods
yeah.
turned into a rally car track in moments, and it was. We were laughing our asses off.
We
It
never
was-
got stuck.
Yeah, no, we did like 2
Yeah, I had to
laps.
fuck that suspension up, man, from back there. It was.
It was scratched. Like, because
Yeah,
it,
you
it'd
were
run
pushing
against the
so
trees.
much.
Hold on.
And-
What was that park in Oakville down with the
Oh,
with the
man.
cave?
Cliff Cave Park.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude. So, yeah, there was this. So, we had the Suzuki.
there was a
and
mud
that's the
pit.
reason that the wheel wobbled.
Well, no mud.
So we go down there and there's this guy in this 4-wheel drive Toyota that's like going through these holes and like he's taking it easy, like just making his way through it, and I'm like,
it
this-
was set up for that kind of.
yeah, big wheels, like it
Yeah.
was, and
Just
he's
a-
like doing nothing, and I'm like,
He
this
looked
thing's
cool.
got 4-wheel drive, I can do better than that. Threw it into 4-wheel drive, and we're just hitting these fucking hitting these big ass puddles, and we get to this one puddle, and we just barrel into it, and like there's a giant rock on the bottom of it, and we hit this rock, and the sidekick goes woo boom, and we just kept going right out of it. We pulled up next to him. He goes, dude, that was fucking awesome, and I go, it's a rental, and he just his jaw dropped, and off we go.
Vinny broke his ass.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even there. That was on the way out. That we just hit a bump on the way out that threw everybody all over the place.
Is that for real? How that went?
Yeah.
Man, that poor car. Shout out Vinny's ass.
Oh man, yeah, that was good stuff.
He got hurt.
Yeah, that was just a bump in the road.
So you never paid anything for that car?
I never paid a cent.
That's fucked up.
Well, I pay for gas.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've never paid a cent for that car.
I don't think I
Disrespectful.
screwed up the rental cars that much. That truck
This
we were
is
talking
way
about,
before Jackass, by the way.
Way before
Yeah.
Jackass.
Yeah.
the Mardi Gras truck, I think it was the last big one,
No disrespect.
or the second one. I had taken it back down here, and they called me back the next day, and like you could see high dollars painted on the side of it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we had hung the sheets over the side of the truck, and then they had taped it up at the top. Travis climbed on top, and people were spray painting the sheet, but it's just a fucking sheet, so it's going right through the sheet onto the fucking truck, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's dents on them from climbing up to the top of the shit. Like, Frankie never cleaned out the inside, so when he opens the truck door, there's like Jello shot cups just falling out of the fucking driver's side door and shit. Like, it was fucked up. And like, he's going around, and before I could even say anything about the dents, because I was going to be like, oh, those were already there. He's like, and here you can see the footprints where they did it. I'm like, okay, there it is.
You took over a portion of Soulard, though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
After
a
that,
big
when they
portion.
kicked us off.
The year before you stopped doing it, Riverfront Times, almost about at least half of the pictures
I think it
from
was most
Mardi
of them,
Gras,
yeah.
was of Bill's thing. Like there was Bush down there, there's Budweiser, there's big Land Shark, all kinds of shit, and it's his fucking Mardi Gras.
Yeah, we let them in. Why are they going to leave that bitch, man? They're getting hooked up.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
those were good years. We had 3 on that lot before they built that subway.
Yeah, yeah.
The second one got a little hairy, but that last one was perfect. Damn near perfect.
Yeah.
No, it was perfect. I had it locked down. I could have done that every year from then on out, but they
Those are good times.
took the lot
yeah.
from me.
Yeah,
That shit was crazy.
people used to ask me about it all the time for years afterwards. They're like, "Hey, when's?" Yeah, probably never.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't even know if I'd have it in me to do it now. I don't
Nah,
like. I
fuck-
couldn't party like that anyway. Could I
No, fuck
put it
that.
together? I don't know.
Fuck that. Like, find the other person that's doing that now. And go,
Nobody's doing that.
Fuck no.
Well,
Nobody's
I
doing
mean,
that.
actually, the point does it, but
Yeah, but nobody
not-
on
they
my
don't
edge.
do it like
you know,
that.
got,
They don't have the Joker.
And you know what? I was competing with them guys. Were basically, and they were losing money on those parties.
Yeah.
You know, because that's just a marketing loss. They'd use it as marketing.
it's
Yeah.
a different party, though. Different kind of party.
It was badass.
You know.
You couldn't go down to Mardi Gras and spend $60 and get more than that anywhere. There's no way.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
And you always had
Good times.
something new going. There's
Mhm.
always.
Yeah, you can't bitch at 60.
Something.
They were like, well, it used to be $20. Yeah, it used to be in a
Well.
fucking truck.
Yeah.
You know? Now
We
you got
got-
your own bathroom
We have
and
a
shit.
quarter of a city block.
Right. In the middle of the red zone with
Shut up.
food
Yeah.
all day, any kind of drink you'd want.
Yeah. Games.
Shots, games, music, heat, bathrooms.
Yeah.
You could take the drinks anywhere. You weren't stuck there. We had our own cops. We had security.
Yeah.
Doing it right.
Holy shit, man. We had everything.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were even giving them sunglasses. I had a face painter there.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And you'd see those pictures too. Them people had them face paintings and pictures all night, even at like the clubs afterwards. All these people with, you knew it came from there because it was all the same patterns.
Mm.
It was like, god damn, we had a bunch of people at that party.
That party in 2009 that was a good time. Just moved into that apartment on Minnesota that year. I think that had to been 2009.
Would have been one of the trucks still.
It was the yeah. It was like the early, it's
Yep.
like the second
Yeah, probably the second truck.
second thing, you know. But yeah,
The second one that I took over, once that guy, like I got kicked out of the other guys. So remember, I
yeah.
was kind of with him for a little bit. Then when I started selling too many, he didn't like it anymore. And then
Too much work.
no, I was taking over his party.
Yeah.
I didn't understand because I'm like I was providing more liquor and was giving them money for the kegs. I'm like, well, I got more people. It's just more kegs, right? What the fuck's the problem? He didn't. He had a good thing going. He wasn't trying to screw that up, which I
Yeah,
get
you're
because I
just-
screwed it up for
'Cause there was
all
a
of them. I
draw,
think.
you know.
Yeah, well, they started kicking all the trucks off after we got kicked off
Mm.
because they realized what people were doing. But we weren't the only ones. We came in with that 24-foot truck that one year, and they were like, "All right, what the fuck, man?"
Yeah.
Because we always had the little truck, and it wasn't that we loaded it up. We just wanted to fit the people on the truck.
Yeah. It was like an office,
Yeah, we got lucky because
sort of.
yeah, somebody knew one of the guys that were running it. So first they told us to pull all the liquor off, and then they made us put it back on the truck. We were like, whatever, and just get us by this year. And then we went and talked to them. Mardi Gras Inc. You know, they run that shit, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
down there. The
Yeah.
Mardi Gras mob. Like, you can't do it on our streets.
Okay.
Go get one of them lots or something. Well, then when we got that lot, they didn't expect us to get that lot dead in the middle of the red zone. They figured like one of the other side where Crockett used to like have a truck over there. Like
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been the same. Where I had it was
It's
it
pretty
was off the
sweet.
chain. We almost had another one. We almost did it back a little bit at like the Soulard Market or something. But that fell through. We didn't quite get it or something. I don't know. And then, like I said, I don't think I could do it even if
Yeah. Fuck
even if I had the spot. I don't know if it'd be worth it.
that. Nah.
I don't even know if I'd have the people to get there.
Right.
Before I knew most of them, I mean, I didn't like it when it went super public.
Right.
Like that second to last year, like 2000, I guess it was 11 maybe, or 2012. We were doing it for 1,000. We hit 850 people. Didn't quite get the 1,000, but I felt like I only knew like 10% of the people, man. I didn't know what was going on. Fights were starting to break out everywhere, and
Yeah, I remember.
it was rowdy as fuck.
It was rowdy.
It was obnoxious.
It was-
Even the cop, it was
bad.
like 3:30. The cop was like, "Hey, we might be.
We got to
done."
shut this down. And I'm like, yeah, no. And then by 4 o'clock, we shut it down because I was like, all right, I guess you're right. So I think there was
Okay.
3 more fights within that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. We still had shit left over. To me, I was like, well, fuck. So we had toned it down to some.
I
But-
remember all the fights now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so we toned it way back to 5. We capped it at 500 the next year, and then it was able to. I knew everybody, like everything was a little more under control.
Yeah.
That 1,000 was too much. But we were up. I mean, hell, me and Dan were mixing drinks at 3:30 that morning, and we had to be up there at like 5:36. We were still mixing drink. We weren't even done. I even told him, I'm like, I can't do more than 1,000. If we up it next year, I can't. There's no way I could do more than this. A party for that many people. Fuck, man. It was crazy. And then we ended up. I remember putting a fucking fire out with a bucket of margarita. A whole fucking like a 10-gallon jug of margarita, just dumping it out on a fire.
I may have been wandering around Soulard at that point. I don't remember that.
There was so much left over. I gave one away. I mean, we had like 50 gallons of mixed drinks left over, man. It was nuts. There was so much. We made 100. We had 130
But gave out
gallons or 180 gallons that year.
10,000 Jello shots.
8. Yeah.
How many?
We got rid of all
the
them.
atomic cherries that we gave out at the end after we stopped serving drinks. We still gave out atomic cherries.
That's what fucked everybody up, I think.
Everclear cherries after they've been drinking for 9 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost literally a red flag.
Yeah, we had all those little shot tubes going around too, with different kinds of shots. Hard liquor. Remember, there was premium shots going around.
That was so much fun. Being the bartender since I don't drink.
Right,
Like
right.
I just poured everything heavy. You just see people like take a drink and ooh.
Yeah. He's
Like,
just
okay.
laughing his ass off.
It was all pre-mixed, man.
No,
So
the
you want
captains.
drink?
Like the Captain Cokes and the.
Yeah, he had no time on
There
it.
Oh, there was a couple
Pour.
There were
mixers.
some mixed drinks, yeah.
It was
And
just,
since
yeah.
I don't drink, I'll pour the way I want.
Yeah.
Paid for all you can drink. How much can you drink?
So better me the bartender.
That little
than I.
girl, like I wish I knew who that was, but it was that 800 year. There was this little girl, like she college age, like
Oh, one of
barely
the two
5
hired.
foot.
We actually hired a couple
no,
bartenders.
no. She kept coming up, and I kept serving her, and like she just you couldn't hear a word. She's and finally, like when she'd come up, I'd just walk over to things. I'd be like, this one, okay, there we go, and I would go and I'd get her, and she came up. The last time she came up, she was stumbling. You couldn't understand her. She was stumbling. I go, sweetheart. I go, just this time. I go, next time, I'll get you a drink. I go, can I get you a water this time? Just this time, just drink a water. She says, okay. Okay. And I go walk, and I've been serving this girl for 5 hours or better at this point. And so I walk over towards the water, and I bend down to reach the water. This girl that I could not understand and could not hear from 18 inches away. I am 10 feet away from her. She says, "No, not water." Okay, okay, you can. Okay, no water. You can have your jungle juice.
Bloody
What?
hell.
Oh shit.
Like, you couldn't talk the entire day.
Well, you know. Sometimes you're having a bad day.
Okay.
Sometimes you
just
don't want
want
water.
Right. Sometimes you really don't want water.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Steak and Shake was like a magnet, though. It was like working on a sitcom.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
Probably wasn't the greatest employee, although I was one of the best.
I liked working the grill.
It was fun.
You know, at 16, that was kind of the shit. Because you get a free burger, you know. And free burgers were cool.
Steak and Shake never gave you nothing. You were paid 50%.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes. Other times you just eat a burger.
That's pretty
Quality
easy.
control.
Then, oop.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Free lunches.
Steve was cool, though. Sort of.
Me and
I
Derek
am.
made
What else,
$300 extra in one fucking night one time, just by selling shakes.
Mm.
Uh-oh. Need some more mix, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with Rotnick a couple other times. He was a good guy.
Here you go, sir.
But yeah, those were yeah. And what was it was Brian and his brother.
Mm.
That guy was messed up too.
Brian was spooky.
Brian was awesome. His brother was.
Yeah, I guess the other one.
I can't
He's
remember his
spooky, though.
brother's name.
He was like one of those people like you're never more sure that somebody's buried in the backyard kind of guy. Like you're like, yeah.
I would love to know what Frankie's doing.
Me too. Shout out Frankie
'Cause, man,
Pinion.
what was Frankie's
Which
last
Frankie?
name?
Pinion.
Fat Frank. Yeah. No. Frankie Pinion I can get a hold of. I'm talking about Fat Frankie.
Frankie
that married
Mooney?
Melissa.
Come on. No, don't call him Fat Frankie.
He was awesome. I'm not putting him down. He was a large guy.
Hey, Frankie.
He was a large man, and he was a big baby. And
He was cool.
He
like
he
him.
had some
I like
issues,
him.
man. He had
He
some
had some
issues
issues.
recently where he was
Oh,
in the hospital, like some gut issues,
Who?
and got all chopped up. At Frankie Mooney, you know who you're talking about?
no, I'm talking the guy that he married, Melissa from Kokia. He was a manager.
Oh,
Frank.
Frank, the
Oh.
blonde hair kind of dude
Yeah,
from
he
Steak
was-
and Shake.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
manager from Steak and Shake. Yeah,
Oh,
like because
shit.
like corn farmer axe murderer
oh
guy.
man, he was fantastic.
He had a death stare. Like
He was working third shift one time. It was him and a waitress, and they had a bus come in, and he actually stood and cried in the middle of the dining room. But,
Yeah, he was cool.
oh, I just wonder so much what happened to him, because him and Melissa got married, and like no one ever saw him again.
yeah, man. Hope he's all right.
Yeah,
He was scary, but he was a good dude. But
he was awesome.
That was Peach's
Sure.
friend. Remember Peaches?
Yeah,
I love Peaches.
I loved her too. I could never pull that one off.
She was
though.
like perfect. And her name
I
was.
wouldn't go that far, but you know.
Well, when she wasn't like.
Shout out Peaches.
Oh, shout out Peaches. She was cool though. You know, she was trouble, but she was cooler than a lot of chicks I know. And her name was
Yeah,
Peaches.
she was fun.
Shout out Peaches.
Yep. Steak and Shake was good times. Way better than like Wendy's afterwards.
Oh man.
Although
Wendy's was
there were
like-
some stories there too. Well,
Yeah, but Wendy's was like we got banned from our territory. We
yeah.
we
It was so
we
easy.
found it-
Anything after Steak and Shake, going to work, that shit was like, you guys think this is busy? It's like, can you guys just all get the fuck out of my way? And how about I run this whole show? How about that?
yeah.
Like, this is like nothing compared to what the fuck I'm used to. So
Wendy's didn't like that everybody was stealing all their stuff, though.
I don't
Oh, you know.
You don't remember that? Like they, the manager at Wendy's got mad because
Erica,
people got no the main man Mary.
Mary.
She got mad because people came in and they stole the rugs. Somebody stole rugs. Somebody stole like a
That's stupid.
ashtray, one of those big
Shit,
cement
probably me.
ashtrays. Man, they were stealing
shit.
stupid shit just
I know
because
who
they
took
could.
it.
And
Never mind.
yeah, like she got really upset about that. She was not happy about that. The over the line was whenever they stole the Frankie. There was a Frankenstein
That was
doll.
too far.
That was over the line, and she didn't want anybody in there anymore.
Frankenstein's popular. You know?
Yeah, I agreed with her. Like that wasn't right. They shouldn't have done that.
Well,
Like the cement ashtray was. That was the line.
I took an
Frankie's.
ashtray. We went to we took a trip. I don't know if either of you guys went. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But it was like Stephanie Waymeyer and Aldi and Vinny, and it was like to Chicago for a baseball game. It was like Aldi's cousin or something
I
plays
wasn't
on the Red Sox.
I wasn't with you.
They were playing the White Sox. We go out there, right? We're partying. We're at some fucking like Oak Grove Inn or some shit. And I took one of them concrete ashtrays with this fucking trash can on the inside and an
Yeah.
ashtray on the top. And I had it in a bag, and I remember wheeling it out and like dropping it off like the curb, like it hit, and it's like scraping all the way down. There's like a hole in the bag, and it's dragging like a line of concrete. Like there's a flat edge on it. My kid's grandma has that thing still. She wanted it off my porch one time, and I gave it to her. She still has that fucking ashtray.
That's awesome.
Straight out the
Everything
Oak
comes from
Grove Inn.
somewhere. Oak Grove Inn.
It was a fucking crazy trip. Brian Dahlbach. That's like the Red Sox guy. That's his uncle.
What, no shout out to Dahlbach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably still playing baseball. I don't know. I guess I could look it up. I doubt it. How long ago was that?
I
If
know, that's 30 years ago, so.
No way, it's that long. I wasn't.
No.
Aldi?
Well,
That
dude,
was-
I'm
Well,
not.
that was
okay, so
25.
20 and some.
25, 20 and some change.
Like it's.
Let's
I can't remember the last
see.
time I saw Aldi. So like,
I
it's
haven't
at
seen
least
him
20 years.
Yeah, I haven't
Selected
seen
by
him
the
in quite a
Mets
while.
in the 17th round of the 1990 draft. Toiled for 7 years in the Mets minor league system. 97 he signed with the Marlins. Later played for the Red Sox. Was 99 to 02 or 04, so it was somewhere in there. I would say yeah,
Probably
19
earlier rather
years.
than later.
Yeah, for sure, 99. Probably right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hitting coach in 08. Yeah, there's no way he's playing.
Yeah, those years, I was deep into the rave
yeah.
scene around that
Yeah, I
time.
got some pictures, I'm sure.
The New Year's into the new millennium, like, yeah, that was like halfway through my experience with that shit.
Yeah, see, and that's another thing. So when we were going to parties, like we were going to raves, like people danced, people like you would see new things. People were imaginative, and you'll go to parties and like people just they don't dance. People, it's not the same at all.
Yeah,
It's the DJs are.
it's more like probably like a drugged in.
Is it not,
That
or
kinda
do you
feel.
are you just not
But
finding those
I haven't
parties?
been in a while.
No.
I haven't been in a while.
Is
so
that
I really
possible?
can't say.
You know,
I
that there's-
guess it
the
is.
parties are
I know,
out there, and you're just
I know there are people out there
But-
that are throwing like good parties.
where people are dancing.
There
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
but like
I don't want to, you know.
I
Say
don't
names, but-
say.
There's still some good folks.
There's good and there's bad, but there's more bad than
Well,
good.
You know. It'll be
It used to. I'll be honest. I
It
don't
was
care.
like that
there-
back then, you know.
It wasn't as much. Like there was. Now
Wow.
the DJs are all. It's all local DJs, and there it used to be like
Should
you
go to a
might get
Chicago
one or
party.
two local DJs, and yeah, I do go to Chicago. I have gone
Those
to
were
Chicago
like-
parties.
those
and,
were rough
They're not
parties.
any different. They're
Ah,
they're
I've been to some
there's just a
rough
bigger
parties.
there's a larger selection of DJs to get from, so you get better DJs. Around here there's just like the DJs just aren't there anymore. It's just you go there and
I'm not
there's
talking-
train wreck after train wreck,
Yeah.
and there's
I don't mean like
like
right
it's
now.
just what it is.
I'm talking about
I still go and have fun.
mid
It's
'90s.
just the music isn't as good.
It was different. It's a different thing. Like we're inside a empty like supermarket. All the shelves are taken out. It's just a supermarket with just nothing in it.
No, what
and you know it's an illegal party. They're jacked into the power, you know, illegally and all that shit. And that party went until it got shut down, and that's how it was.
my favorite thing to tell
Now
people
it's
about
It's different.
is the rollercades, because we'd have like 1,000 or 1,400 people in a rollercade, and there'd be
those were
so
fun.
many people in there.
The stadium.
Talk,
maybe?
yeah, and
Yeah.
there'd be so many people in there. It would be raining sweat from the ceiling, and all the walls would be wet. The floors would be wet because people breathing and dancing and sweating. Oh,
Okay.
it was disgusting, but it was
Ew.
awesome.
Yeah, right.
It was
Take it easy.
it was awesome. What that was like, we were.
Wasn't that bad?
It was. It
I
was
mean, it
100%
was-
that bad.
Okay. 6 a.m. at the stadium, whatever
Like,
year
Fucking
that
Ron's,
was.
dude. It's Ron's Roller World.
It was rough.
Was it
There's-
Ron's then, or was it the stadium?
No, it was the North
Uh.
County, the stadium in North County.
Oh, not
And,
even down here?
no,
Like, oh, shit. I'm
And,
thinking down here.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
I
he was-
drive-
I
that's
thought
another
I
one I
was-
drive by all
I'm
the
talking
time.
about down here.
Mhm.
I'm not. No, I'm talking about, like I said, the stadium in North County, where like I said, there'd be. It's not. It is that people were dancing and partying and all of that, but
Yeah.
it's not that well, yeah, no, that's where all the sweat came from. Like the sweat and it would just seep up, and then it would get to the ceiling, and it would condense, and then it would rain back down on everybody.
Ugh.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody even thought about it, but I've
gnarly.
thought about it like
It's worse than going to an ICP
post-pandemic.
concert and getting Faygo sprayed on you.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so gross to think about that now.
Faygo.
But man, it was awesome. And
Shout out Faygo.
Yeah, fuck that.
it's so gross to think about now.
Fuck Faygo.
But that shit used to make us so happy.
This shit is gross.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Didn't they throw parties down at the stadium? The one down here?
We threw a pretty
They're about everywhere. Every rollercade.
I mean, we're talking
you
about
could.
like the one on our stadium.
Right.
We threw a pretty great party there.
It was no shoot your friends, but
It
whatever.
was a little rough. You know, half of us were partying while we were quote unquote working, but I was one of them. But yeah, that was a good night. You know,
Yeah.
I was more into the sound. Like, I was literally more interested in like the acoustics of what they were doing with the speakers they brought, or yada yada. But yeah, like the glow sticks and I didn't give a shit about the beats and all that shit. I just wanted to hear the music, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a rave party is a mix
I
of
think they were too loud to want to just hear
too
the
many
music.
different.
Shit
There
was
are
too
so
loud.
many different people.
Oh.
Say it again.
It was too
No.
loud to like want to just hear the music. To me, I'm like, you hear nothing else. It's
Yeah.
just so fucking loud. Like you really want to hear the music.
Some-
You need to tone that shit
Yeah,
back a
gotta
little
stand-
bit.
You can't put the same amount of speakers in two different places sometimes, you know. Like it would end up being bad if the sound was
Yeah, just
too-
any of them. I'm like that at a concert. I think it's shit's too loud half the time. So.
No, to the perfect place to be was about 3 foot away from a speaker that was
Oh,
about
fuck
the same
that.
height as you.
Mm.
That was
Trying to
that
get the
was
fuck away to hear. That kind of shit.
that was awesome. Where you can feel the bass all the way through your body. That was good shit.
Yeah,
That's
I don't-
also why our ears rung for 3 days afterwards.
I wonder if that was the only party I went to. Was the one? There might have been one more.
There was another one. There was one other. That it was at the excuse me, that banquet hall.
A banquet hall? See, I don't know. I only
Are
remember
you
that one.
talking about the Midwestern?
No, just south of Union. Just south of where Union crosses over 55. Pretty sure you
Oh,
went to that.
I
one.
know that. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember going to a party.
That Italian family. I don't remember the name of the place, but there was sort of a rave party there. I'm
Oh.
pretty sure you were there.
I tell you what,
Excuse
there was that party, that Halloween party, and that whatever the fuck you called it.
Yeah,
Demons
one of the
and
greatest
Angels
parties
or
ever.
whatever. The greatest
Yeah,
party fucking
one of the
ever.
greatest parties
It was.
ever, like ever.
Right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we left there, and we all ended up going to a Denny's. Do you remember that?
I think so.
All right, so we all go to fucking Denny's, and when we're there, we're at this fucking booth. It's like one of the corner booths where you could sit all the way around the fucking
Yeah,
table.
the Brat Peck booth.
Yeah, and I'm sitting in the spot, and there's like some stupid picture on the wall. It's like an old country fucking painting with these like a little farm thing with a bunch of people and some of them
Yeah.
on our horses. Just stupid ass little country painting, right?
Right.
And
Meanwhile,
yeah, when you get out of those parties, you're still hearing that fucking thum 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 thum. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And shit's going on in your head regardless, and you're there.
Yeah.
And dude, this fucking picture is fucking rocking, right? Like the people on there are fucking dancing and shit,
Yeah.
and the fucking horse is tapping his fucking foot to the beat, and it's like, and I remember just looking at it like and talking about it to you guys, like, you guys seeing this shit?
Yeah,
Half of you
no.
like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
He's
no,
still
no.
fucked up. Yeah.
so, like at the same time, I'm sitting in my spot, tapping my fork on the table, like,
Yeah, this guy's crazy, right?
Bill,
Right.
we might need to watch.
But you know what I'm talking about, where
No,
you're
yeah.
seeing that
You're
shit.
good, though.
The thing's
You
like
didn't-
kicking it, and I'm
Right.
like,
I mean,
I
you
know
didn't-
that's it.
I mean, you didn't toss the painting across the room like a ninja.
No, it's
you
like
know.
I know that I'm that fucked up, but it was like one of those things. It was like, dude, that's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
Well, this was, when was that party? 97?
7.
Yeah.
Okay,
something
so
like
I'm working at Blue Horseshoe in 99, and it's starting to hang out with those guys at work. You know, you're just getting into it. Well, they end up all
Sure.
going to this fucking Denny's in Arnold. And so I go meet them up there, and I'm coming in a little after them, and I end up going back, and I'm walking back to this corner, and it's all kind of weird for a second. I sit down in the fucking booth, and it's like the same goddamn booth, right? And I sit down in the exact same fucking spot. And I'm just like, it's so fucking weird. And I look up,
Yeah.
and that fucking painting's up there. It's the same painting, like I can
no
remember it,
shit.
right? Yeah. They're not fucking dancing or nothing. The motherfuckers are just like,
Yeah.
it's a different time, you know? This is
That's
like
right.
99, 2 years later. It's
Don't
not-
dance.
Painting's
Yeah,
fine.
like you said,
Everybody's-
nobody's dancing no more. The
Yeah.
painting's not dancing.
No, you guys are fine.
It was really weird though, just like, just
Everybody's good.
just sitting in that same spot, you know, and it's like, holy shit. And of
Yeah.
course I tell the story, and they all like, okay, weirdo.
Whatever.
Yeah, those are the stories you like. You
Probably
say it
shouldn't
for
have
the,
said-
like this.
But you have to, right? Because
Yeah.
you were in there, you ran across it. It's
Well,
like, oh, there it
yeah.
is. It's like the light, right? When you come across, like if
You.
I wouldn't walk out of the store without the light now, or the bar or whatever.
Every time almost every time I go to Wendy's, I tell people, whoever I'm with, or Denny's, I tell whoever I'm with the story about Cindy and Heidi, about how we're sitting in Denny's whenever they came over, and they sat Cindy and Heidi went and sat across from us, and they were acting weird, so I started yelling through the store that Cindy and Heidi's tripping, like they're tripping, and they're like,
Oh, I do kind of remember that.
and so I just kept doing it, and
Shout out Cindy.
We were at
And,
separate tables, probably.
we were we
'cause
were already there.
we were probably split up, me and
Yeah.
Heidi or something.
And so like I said, we screwed with them the entire time we were there, and we were ready to leave, and I was like, oh, I'll go up and pay. So I took our money and I walked up there to pay, and I went up to the lady at the register, and I go, hey, see those girls over there? She's like, yeah. I go the one, she just went to Paris on a trip. I go, and
Oh my God.
I just I go,
Yeah,
they're up there talking. I go, look at them. I go, they're just yeah back and forth. I go, they're just so happy about it.
Darrell
I go,
was,
could you
like,
just
brilliant,
walk
but-
over there? I go, these words. I go, how was your
Yeah,
trip?
really
And she
evil
says,
with it.
oh no, we're not really allowed to do that. Like, I go, come on. I go, they're so happy. Look at them. And she's like, okay. So she walks over there, and she's like, yeah, I was talking to that guy up there, and he just wanted me to ask you, how was your trip? And they both look at her and they yell, we're not tripping. And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He said you went to Paris, and like, and we are all dying, and out the door we go. And they couldn't go to Wendy or to that Denny's anymore because they got booted after that. But yeah, that's one of my favorite Denny's stories
I
because
forgot
it worked
about
out so great. We're not tripping. Okay.
I hope Cindy's okay.
Yeah, I wonder what she's up to. Probably.
God knows.
She was cool as fuck.
Huh.
She was sketchy, but she was cool. She was a wild card though.
Oh, for sure.
That Geo Storm was a shit though.
The Torm.
Was that what it was called? She had a weird Geo.
It was a Torm because
It's like a Geo like coupe, like sport, supposed to be
It was a
sporty.
Storm, but
Red
the S
line
fell
real
off.
high. It was like a 7200 red line for back then was
Yeah.
pretty fucking high.
Oh, it was. Yeah, that thing was gnarly. No, she made it look cool, but that was a goofy car.
Yeah.
What crazy days. Them little girls, man.
Yeah. That was like early, like Goldschlager. Early days. Those girls. They were so much trouble. Fuck.
We spent so much time
That
at
was
that Denny's though.
Yeah.
Like, we were always there after everything. We ended
Well,
up
I mean, what was really available back then?
They probably hated
24
us.
hours, you know?
probably now same thing.
Nah, I mean, you had
Are
Denny's
they still?
or
You think they're still like
Waffle
that?
House.
That Denny's on South Limburg. You think they're
It's the
still
only one that's 24 hours.
for real? It is open.
No, it's 24 hours still.
Yeah. But
It's
I
the only one in
mean,
the area.
I guess you had Gingham's back then.
Yeah, Gingham's was the shit. I was just talking about, do you know Dave Haithcote?
Yeah, he's still working there.
No,
There's a
he
Gingham's
worked there
up
for a long time. He
fucking
manages
shit long time.
the kitchen at Bandanas in West County these days. He runs
Okay.
the kitchen back
Because there
there.
was a Gingham still like
But,
up on Lindbergh, way up, like
Yeah,
North
yeah, yeah.
Lindbergh or
Right.
towards Kirkwood, you know.
Yeah. No, that was like the family hangout. When we were little kids, that was where we went on Sunday, you know. And so it was cool that he started working there when we were teenagers, but like, yeah, I was literally just talking to my mother about him in your in your backyard like what couple hours ago, whatever it is. But yeah, he's good. Dave's good.
I used to smoke weed with his fucking brother in gym class. In
Josh.
gym class. Yep.
Shout out Joshy.
He was like a freshman when I was a senior.
Josh
I think,
was
or
like
sophomore.
like
he was
a
a
little-
couple years under us.
Yeah. He was like a little brother to me. I love it.
He was
man.
huge for being a couple years under. He was
Yeah.
a big, big guy.
Yeah. He's a beast.
But yeah, I remember us
Big hands.
smoking in there. Remember how they'd have those like open where you could close between the gym, close the gym off to two gyms kind of.
Yeah.
So those doors would slide up into these little rooms, and I would just go in there and you could hit the baddie. You know, you hold it in till you just can't hold it no more, so you're not blowing out a lot, and then just kind of blow it up the side, and then I'd come out past him, and he'd go in. Like, seriously? Yeah, fuck it.
I didn't know. Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I would do that. We smoked. I remember one time smoking a blunt up like, so in the back there was the girls' gym, and then there was like locker rooms at the top of there. They called it the girls' gym. It was like the B gym, I guess.
Yeah.
But there was locker rooms up at the top, so the stairway went up, but just through the locker room, and that's it, right? And it came down into the gym. There was nothing else going on up there. And I remember James Simmons, who was one of the football players.
I know James.
He had
Knew
a
James.
he had a fucking blunt on him, and we were gonna
Right.
smoke it.
Okay. Yeah. Same James.
Up in the shit, and I'm like, fuck yeah! So we go up there and light it up, and he hits it a couple times and pass it and hits it, and he's like fucking freaking out, and he's like, all right, I'm out of here. Like
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
off, you know, because it's a goddamn blunt right in the hallway,
Simmons
which
is-
is retarded,
Simmons
right?
is a gangster, man.
Yeah, it's different than, well, wasn't gangster then. He was
I
taking the
mean-
fuck off. I was gangster as fuck. I'm
I mean-
finished the goddamn blunt by myself up in the fucking
he-
thing.
Some gangsters take off.
Yeah, but I'm like fucking hitting it, and I come down, I throw it out the window when
He
I'm
was
leaving,
cool, though.
right? And then I come back out. Well, right
Yeah,
then, the security, it was his name like Pratcher, I think? Was that sound right? Mr. Pratcher? Was he
Something like that. He
security
arrested
guard?
me
There you go.
once.
So all of a
Right,
sudden
and-
he gets called in, he's back there, they're talking to somebody up, they bring it back, and then it was like, oh shit, like, yeah, I guess maybe they could smell some shit, right? You're smoking a fucking blunt in the hallway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I asked to go to the bathroom, so she let me go, so I'm in there just washing my hands, and I stuck my fucking, like I had a bag on me, and I stuck it under the bleachers and shit. It was 5th hour, so I had a whole another hour to go. They never said shit. It came out. They were looking around a little bit. But nobody said nothing. I went to my next class. Got through that. Came back after school. My shit was still under the bleachers. Was able to get the fuck out of there. But yeah, like you would think, like as a kid, I'm thinking, oh yeah, get away as long as they don't see you. The window's open. You're fine. You don't realize like how much smoke from a fucking blunt, how much that smells. You know?
Yeah. We're naive.
Holy shit. It's not like a baddie. I was getting away with that shit in class.
Man,
But
I made
the
a
blunt's fucking retarded.
pipe out of a tuba mouthpiece and the handle of a plastic sword when I was 15 years old.
Made a
Yeah.
pipe out of a hockey puck once.
They found that in my locker and it was kind of embarrassing. I didn't smoke any weed out of it.
It's kind of impressive.
I just
Well, you
made
can't
it.
even get in trouble then.
I just made it.
That's beautiful. You go.
I smoked some tobacco out of it to see if it worked.
Oh, that was.
I mean, I was planning on smoking weed out of it. But
still good though.
it was a banger. It would have been great. Mr. Jordan found that shit though.
Dr. Jordan, right? Wasn't it?
Doctor, Mister.
Fuck his schooling.
Wait,
You shouldn't get
Jordan
credit
was
for that.
Jordan was the principal at Berkeley, wasn't he?
I think so. Well,
Who
But
was
I think he also went to Melville. Like there was a transfer in there or some
who's
shit.
the giant, the 7'2"? Like, he looked like he's from the Neverending Story.
Mana?
Mana. Yeah. Good guy.
It might have been my principal. Man, I
Strong
was such a good kid.
hands.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You've never seen Neverending Story. So
Man, I didn't get in trouble. They never fuck with me.
I did.
I got away
'Cause
with all
didn't
kinds
give
of
a-
shit,
I didn't
man.
give a fuck.
Then when I started getting in trouble, I just didn't do the shit. Like they would say, okay, you got to go to
Me and my sister
detention or
both.
7th hour or
We didn't give a
Wednesday
fuck,
school,
man.
right? And I'm just like, no. Right? And I just didn't go.
Mm.
And then they just didn't do anything about it. Okay. I don't know if they can. Can they make you do that shit? I guess maybe they... Or they
did
didn't
to
have a
me.
plan, or if you said no, they didn't know what to do. Because I just kind of like, I did one of them, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, their decision with me was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were already fucked up at freshman. I think for me, it was like I was a
Shit.
senior, and they're like,
I was sophomore, but
what, are we going to fuck this kid up?
they were like,
he's
you
almost
should
out of here.
maybe think about GD. You know,
We'll get rid of you now.
that's where I met Dan.
DC?
Yeah,
GED class?
GD class. With his Berlinetta Camaro that he used to greenhouse with green leaf cigars. Like, I don't know why, but he was about it.
I remember
His
Chad.
his,
Remember
Ber-
that Camaro.
his Berlinetta Camaro was sexy as fuck.
I don't remember that.
It was actually a pretty good example of a Camaro. It was a nice car. But yeah, shout out Dan,
Yeah, that was a nice car.
Super Dan.
Yeah, that was good times. I got him on that video from that party here when he was 16. I was 16.
Don't
Send
show
him a
that to
copy of
anybody.
Daryl's probably 18.
Shit.
I wanna
You
show
were
the
here
kids.
probably. Were
Daryl-
you
Daryl's-
on that
he was
video?
there.
Daryl's a
on.
liar. When I was 17, Daryl was 30. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Daryl's buying me cigarettes when they were $2 a pack. When I had to give him the extra quarter to start paying for tax, they went up
South
over
County
$2.
was a weird spot, man. I was getting served at 17 in South County at that little liquor store down by.
Well, you had that mustache right there.
Hey, man,
We
I
talked
didn't
about
have- I
that
didn't have-
before.
this mustache.
Me and Greg talking about
Hey,
that a long time ago about you being the original hipster.
Just
Like-
because I had a garage jacket with that was real motor oil on my jacket.
That's what I'm saying.
That wasn't
Now
like,
motherfuckers are faking
like I
that
didn't-
motor oil just
like I
to be
didn't
like
buy
you, dude.
that jacket at the cool store.
Do you see what I'm saying?
With the fake oil stain on the sleeve.
But if you picture
Hipster
Daryl,
Godfather.
if you
I had
picture
Oldsmobile all over me in
James.
that sophomore picture.
when we were 16, 17,
I looked like I was 25 in 10th grade.
but let's say you were 15, like just how you were, your look.
Shitbird. Oh, yeah, sure.
If you were to look at that,
If
and
I
you don't think that's hipster? As a motherfucker?
Oh,
I
yeah.
was that was pre-hipster.
Before hipster
When
was
it
even
was
hipster,
hipster
you were
Godfather,
doing that
'cause,
shit.
yeah.
That was just you.
Yeah.
I had the rolled up jeans with the
Right, that's-
Volkswagen and
See? The chain wallet,
yeah. It was the
Vans.
It's the millennials.
Right.
Those guys were like.
But you were the original,
They were
man.
like those guys were so cool.
You
My
were-
Volkswagens were cool, man.
You were the original, man.
Yeah.
You know that.
But-
You're like the godfather
Hipster.
of
I don't know.
hipsterism.
Really?
Hipster
Nah.
Godfather.
I mean,
You're
I,
like, dude, they're a copy of your shit.
I
You're
like
gonna
a
tell
good
me?
IPA, but I don't know about it.
You see?
Well,
Do you think they really like that? Or
some
do
of
they
it's
just want to
good.
be like the fucking
Some of it's-
godfather of
some of
fucking
it-
hipsterism?
Some of it
right?
is not overbearing, and
I'm pretty sure if you
Fruity.
look at it,
shout out
Yeah.
Fruity.
you should have your own Wikipedia page. It's-
Me?
Yeah, it's like the godfather of hipster.
No.
This was the first one.
Oh, we had this conversation
Yeah,
a long
let's-
time ago.
I mean, it's legit, though.
Yeah.
It's legit. Because when did hipster start?
Man, I don't know. I've been wearing these hats, by the way, for 26 fucking years, by the way. So
That's what I mean. There wasn't no hipsters
Shout out-
26 years ago.
shout out
right?
hipsters, but I've been like, I
I don't know.
don't even give a shit.
I don't know. What's up? I don't know when they started.
My
Let's see if I can
Volkswagens
find
were
out.
cool way before they were cool, though.
I think that was still. It has to
I
be
know.
like a 2000 thing.
That all-motor 2-liter beat a Fox body Mustang. It sounded like a 4-stroke dirt bike. It sounded nerdy, but I beat a Fox body Mustang in that 2-liter Rabbit.
Typically in their 20s and 30s.
Shout out Volkswagen.
So what? Hipsters are just 20 and 30-year-olds. They're not. They have no.
Well, that just
I have
said
no
typically.
clue.
They have no
But
time.
apparently I look... I'm like, apparently I like created them in
Right.
7 days.
Yeah, it's defined by claims to authenticity and uniqueness, yet ironically is notably lacking in authenticity and conforms to a collective style. And that's because they're trying to be like you. They want to be authentic like you.
I'm growing my mustache out because my dad...
But you were the
my
They
dad-
godfather,
wanted to be a
man.
greaser, though.
I grow this mustache out currently in this moment. This mustache exists because my dad grew a badass mustache. I give a fuck about Charlie Pinkerton on his
James wanted to be a greaser,
Triumph
and like
3-cylinder.
trying to be a greaser was turned into hipster now.
Says the term hipster
Well,
first
my dad
appeared
was
in the
my dad was a
1990s.
mechanic.
Once James
I was
showed
greasy
up on
all
the
the
scene.
time. Shout out motorcycles.
There was the earlier hipster movements from the 40s.
That was a
like I
di-
said, greasers.
No.
Yeah,
Or
40s
is that
and
the same
50s.
thing?
Yeah.
Shout out 40s.
Jazz.
Hey,
that
when's the
was
last time you had
jazz
a 40?
lifestyle thing? Dress
Jazz,
slang, marijuana, relaxed attitude, sarcastic.
jazz cabbage.
Yep. Nyman.
Yep.
All right. So see,
What?
it all comes back to the fact that you are the fucking man, dude. You're like the top of the pyramid or the first branch of the fucking tree, dude. You're like
I don't know about
you're
that.
the godfather of hipster.
Mhm.
You created the whole fucking thing, man.
No, I just liked
Hey.
Volkswagens.
We just looked it up.
That's all.
Now everybody's trying to be like you, and now hipster it's a bad name because they all trying to copy you.
I mean,
You were just trying to be a greaser, man. Your own style, and look what you did. You started a whole fucking
am I
revolution.
still just? Am I still
Movement.
trying to
You're
wear
the
it out?
guy. No, you're just
What?
you. They're trying to wear you out.
I
They've
haven't
done. No,
changed.
they have already worn you out.
I haven't changed anything in too
Right?
long. But
That's
like,
what I mean. People would look at you, and go, "Look at this fucking old
I've
guy
still
trying to be a
told-
hipster." Like, do you understand? It's the Godfather.
yeah,
He wrote that shit.
I wear steel toe boots because I lift 1,200 pounds in the air 40 fucking times
Yeah, but
a
those
day.
things look really broke in.
They feel great. I'm glad you said something though.
Can you move your toes?
Check it.
Holy shit!
How you like that?
Did you see him
And-
with his toes and them steel toes?
Yeah.
The company got them for me. It was
Yeah.
great. Yeah. No, shout out company. We can't say their name. They're not bad.
They're gonna sponsor.
Yeah, shout out them.
All right. Well,
The sponsor.
unfortunately, we didn't have Andrew on the show. That was the whole point, was to kind of
Yeah, that
see
been
if his party style matched up with the high dollar style.
a shit shoot
But that has
with
to
an
be saved
with
for
an
another day.
outsider.
Yep.
I
Just gonna
was-
branch it in.
I was eager to hear from we told each other these stories.
He's a
I'll
decade
listen to
younger.
I'll listen to every one of them 1,000 times, but yeah, it would be
He's-
cool to see hear some, because he claimed that he partied pretty hard, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I was eager to see old Darrell ribbon him with some serious. Oh yeah,
Well, what about this?
check this one out. That would have been
What if he would have stumped us every time?
7, 8 times
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
He may have. I mean,
It
I
could
doubt it.
happen.
there's some daring motherfuckers out there.
I was telling Bill whenever
If
it
it's
said
not
we do
weird,
this, we used
it's,
to we partied like we were millionaires.
We partied like
And
there
then
was
we
a
rolled
comet rolling towards the planet. We were ridiculous.
Partied like it was 1999 because it fucking was.
Yeah,
That was good times.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it.
What was that shit called? The Millennium Bug?
Yeah.
Y2K.
Y2K. Yeah, yeah.
Watch
I'm
out.
like,
Computers
yeah,
gonna
I
blow
told
up.
you.
They're not programmed for more than 2,000 years.
It's not the
end of the
Matrix,
world.
you goofies. Shout out Matrix.
Oh no,
That's when the
Matrix
Matrix
is off
started.
the chain then. Yep, 99.
The new Matrix was the shit.
I haven't seen it yet. Was it? I heard it sucked. But I'll
You
wait
know,
till it's free.
Some
cheap.
people
Right.
like some people like bread, some people don't.
Maybe I'll go to AMC.
I thought it was good. No, I got HBO Max. I watched it at home. Fuck going to the movies. I want to go to the movies theater because that seems like a normal thing that nobody's done in a while. But
I like Keanu Reeves too, but like you can't just redo all your old movies. Like Bill and Ted,
I say-
and then now Matrix. What?
I will watch
gonna do,
anything that Keanu does. For real.
He's gonna do John Wick number 16.
Fuck it out. Yeah, I'm down. Have you seen the other ones?
I saw the first two.
Have you seen 14?
No.
Because it's the shit. He's shooting people with...
What'd you say? Seen 14.
Yeah. John Wick 14. Yeah.
Jesus.
Just came out.
I saw Leonard Six.
He was throwing forks at people.
Shout out
That's
Leonard
great.
Six.
Shout
Nobody
out.
knows what the fuck that is.
Shout out Keanu.
I had that movie. I remember. Is that Bill Cosby in
It
that
is.
movie?
Bill Cosby as a spy.
Spy. Say it again.
It was a biography.
Leonard Six.
Oh, shit.
It's Bill Cosby as a spy. He rides
Yeah, yeah. He had an
ostrich.
and he had a Porsche 968.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's a
Shout
great
out.
movie.
Shout out Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that movie somewhere. Back on some discs back when I was collecting movies. Pre-Netflix, when I was creating Netflix. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my own system.
You had
Would
a
pull up
pretty,
the movies,
You had
everything.
an intense.
It was so
system.
badass, and then it was like, oh, hey, we'll give that to you for $9 a month. fuck you, Netflix.
Yeah.
Just
I
work
spent
my ass off for
thousands
that.
on
Yeah.
this.
Right. It's like 3 years worth of work.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
I was on to something just a little bit too slow.
Well, you know,
Yeah, it
We're
happens.
thinking big enough.
not enough suits.
Yeah, right. It's the money. Always living broke.
But shark skin though.
Blowing money on something stupid. I had like some electronic kitty litter scooper, remember? And I spent $300 on a kitty litter box.
Hey, you're
Water.
spending on something.
What do we do? Yeah, who knows?
Mm.
Blowing money. I got that house, had that 30 grand. I think I spent it in 6 months.
Hey,
Hey.
that
Shit, yeah, shit happens.
happens.
Shit happens.
We've
you
all
know.
done that, right?
Yeah, right.
Shit was fun for 6 months though.
Hey. Then,
Oh man, I didn't have no kids or nothing.
Right.
right.
That's why I always tell people, you know what? Yeah, could I have done better stuff with money I've had?
I mean,
Yeah,
I haven't
but I got
done
great
anything
memories.
like on a fuck it level in a long time, but you know, I haven't even gotten like a jaywalking ticket since 2008.
Well, that's because they don't give those tickets. You got a jaywalking ticket in
No,
2008?
it's just, you know, I'm just saying. Shit.
Like, I didn't even think that was a real thing. Did people really get that shit?
Like if a cop nods, I'm gonna be like,
They won't even. They can't see
but
me.
like
I'm invisible.
I you know, if I don't have to have a conversation, whether they're nice, whatever, I just don't want to do it.
All you got to do is say you're the godfather of hipster, man, and
Then
You're
they're like,
free
Bow
oh,
down.
they're like, oh shit, let me go get
fucking
you,
Mr. Tufts. I'm sorry.
let me go get
I'm
you a
sorry.
chocolate milk.
I didn't realize with that fucking
Yeah,
mustache kicking.
Soup
just
strainer.
trying to look like
Seems
my pop.
so
That's
not
it.
hipster.
Yeah, yeah. Just remember my pop. That's all.
Thought you were the godfather. My
Yeah.
apologies.
I'm
Mr.
trying to
Tufts.
outdo your your Hulkamania mustache.
Shit. I don't know if you're out doing that.
God, I had the funniest picture on my phone. I lost
Shit
all
was
that.
off the chain. I wonder if I still
Remember
have it.
with the rainbows and the bubbles? That was genius. Best editing I've done ever.
Yeah, everybody liked the Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, this is like a Wyatt Earp kind of thing, and I know it's kind of crazy, but you know about it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, that one's it. Is that you?
That is him.
Really?
Yeah.
That was legit, huh?
Ah. Have I had that much vodka? Is that you? That looks like
Yeah, but look at it legit when it
looks like
wasn't
your
like,
uncle.
without the actual Hulkamania. Look at that shit, dude.
Oh shit.
Is that not fucking?
Yeah.
Hey, that's solid.
That's like you're like a Boston firefighter right there. Yeah. Yeah, right?
I told her.
Get
I
off
told
my
her-
ballpark sausage.
You look bad in Russian.
Yeah.
I told the wife,
Duh.
I was like, yeah,
Are you eating my
I'm
hot
keeping
dogs?
this shit. I gotta keep this.
That's
for
what
a
you
while.
look like. Yeah. Did you just eat one of my hot dogs?
Dude, it was.
That's a
You look
horrible.
It was pretty amazing.
No, you look
That's
like
a
you want
horrible
vodka.
Southie accent, but I don't even
I
know.
felt stronger too.
You did?
Yeah.
I
And
feel
then-
kind of like
and-
kind of feel
And
like
then I shaved it
nah,
down to a
bro.
regular mustache for a minute, like after that.
Yeah. Regular,
And then I left it. That was funny as fuck, right? But then I was going out to vote
Like-
that day.
like a detective mustache.
It was worse.
I'm not willing
But yeah.
to go that far. I'm not
No.
willing to. I gotta have the shit hanging off the side.
Dude,
I'm not
dude,
doing,
I got
I'm not
I
doing-
got in the car right to go
I'm not
vote.
doing the substitute teacher mustache.
Started up, look in the rearview mirror, and I'm like, oh fuck no! I had to turn off the car, and go shave it off. Like that, there was no way I was going to
You didn't
public
just
like
shave
that.
it down to the Hitler.
I did the
and then
horseshoe.
just-
I kept
Yeah.
that for like 4 days, right?
No. I sent you a message, and I'm like, you still got the mustache?
The
He's
regular mustache couldn't
He's like, nah.
do it, dude.
Yeah.
I
Why?
did it. Well, it was fine around the house when I don't see it. When I saw it on myself going into,
Yeah,
dude, it's
no.
creepy. It's way too creepy,
You
man.
said Mel was like,
Dude, it
"It's
was
gotta
too.
go."
It was creepy. Dude, I handle that all day long.
Yeah.
I'll do the horseshoe, right? Just the regular mustache that was like just at the top.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
It looked like
mean,
I should
that's-
like
That's hardcore.
be driving a white van or something. It was bad.
I mean, that
It was bad, dude. I went in and took it off.
Okay.
It
That's
was-
how you
it was
felt.
bad.
Yeah.
Seeing it myself.
I hope that shit.
I should've
I hope
done
this
anyway.
doesn't look like that. Shit.
Wait, maybe if I go down a little more, but I took it straight. Like it was just the.
What did you shave the top?
No, just I
That's
took
taboo,
the
don't
sides
do that.
off, not the top. No, like not
got-
that
you got
Nazi.
rid of the
I wanted
or-
to do that too. I wanted
got-
to go a little further, do the Hitler.
No. I'm talking about.
Hey, it
So,
would be red,
wait, here in this
right?
picture,
You can't
you're
have
doing
a
the Orange County chopper.
can't have a
thing,
ginger
like,
Hitler. Well, like what the?
There may have been a couple gingers, maybe.
I mean, I think I could pull it off. I didn't get that far though because I
Michael
had to
Jordan couldn't
because
do
I had
it.
to go
You
vote.
Can't do it.
He did do that, didn't he?
He did the Hitler.
I
Oh,
mean,
he used to.
Maybe he was
He had
doing
that
the
big
Charlie,
ass gap though.
Maybe
so
he
it
was
like
just
two of
doing
them.
the Charlie Chaplin.
Right. He was trying to bring it back.
You know?
Was that just on the bottom?
No. It's the Hitler. It's just
It
Charlie
was
Chaplin.
It was just a style of mustache, and
Hitler
then,
stole it from Chaplin.
but no, Hitler
Right.
made it bad because he was
Hitler.
Hitler,
Oh.
you know,
So I could go like.
anything like Hitler.
Could I dress up like
That's
that
why
as
no-
Charlie Chaplin, where people thought it was Hitler?
There
It
was
was like,
this-
no, I'm Charlie Chaplin.
No, you can tell the difference between Charlie
Nah,
Chaplin and
because
Hitler.
there's some.
No, but what if I create him like,
there would still be maybe a groan.
yeah, where
But-
people want to say, dude, that's
You need
Hitler.
to
And I'm like,
shave
no,
that.
it's
They're
fucking
not-
Charlie
they're-
Chaplin.
You need to shave that shit off here. But maybe. I mean, people
wanna
look at
do
me
it.
and probably think that all the time. But
I want to do
Charlie
it again.
Chaplin wore a
I
completely
don't
different
give a
kind of
fuck.
hat.
What?
I said Chaplin wore a totally different kind of hat.
Well, that's true.
I don't know. I'll think about it. I want to go. I want to be Cheech and Chong with my wife.
That's a fucking amazing idea. That's
Right?
she's gonna be Cheech, right?
Yeah, of course. Right?
Okay, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
how badass is that? She could so
It's
pull it
kind
off.
of badass.
I could pull it off too. I think.
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
fucking funny.
Yeah. Oh man, we need to watch. We need to have like a sit down and watch that shit.
Right?
Sometime
To getting
soon.
a character. I told her,
Yeah,
I'm like, we
Up
could
in
so
Smoke is a
do
great one.
some kind of contest. We could so win some shit like that. Because if we did it correct,
Yeah,
she could pull it right. For
it's all
sure.
about the suspenders. And
Suspenders.
you guys need to get a '64 Chevy
Yeah.
Impala coupe.
She does the mustache
Hard
thing
top.
going right. She's shorter. I gotta pull just the bandana
Yeah.
and the fucking.
Yeah.
Come on, easy.
You just talk about horse shit.
Yeah, just
And-
be stoned as shit.
Right.
Dog shit.
There might is that it?
It's dog shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a
It's
minute.
a piece
part-
of fucking cake.
Part Maui Rally, part Labrador Retriever.
Yeah, right. I was just talking about those two. Shout out Cheech Chong.
Cheech. I think Chong's selling fucking CBD.
Chong's alright.
He can't smoke weed no more.
He got caught up on some bullshit though.
You can't smoke weed.
No, he's got like heart issues.
Weed fucks up your heart.
For some people.
God, that would suck. I hope not.
I never got it either. My buddy's uncle said the same thing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I can't smoke weed no more. I got heart issues."
It may not be
does that work?
because of the cannabis. It's just the cannabis affects whatever's happening to him
Right.
in a bad way.
He said, "Yeah, it raises his heart rate."
Shout out Tommy Chong.
Yeah, fuck that. I think I'll just have my heart blow up. No.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I don't think I could deal with it.
That's
I,
always
I
been
had
my
anger
plan,
issues
so-
without it.
I went
No,
to the
I guess I shouldn't say that. It just makes it easier. Because when I
Dude, I tell you
when
what,
I stopped, it wasn't a problem.
last year when I went to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack, that was one of the longest nights ever. And you know, I got tests
What was
back.
it, gas?
and they really couldn't tell me. They told me my
Yeah.
heart was
He
fine.
had a fart.
Yeah, it's a huge fart. The good news was that my heart was good, but I had
your
intense
gas is
intense
awful.
flatulence. No, but yeah, like just experiencing like
If you could get some of that in the cup, would be cool.
I'm trying, bro. Thinking you're having a heart attack ain't cool. That's what I'm trying to say. You're the one with
Oh
the
no, you're only thinking it. So I mean,
gas station. Ice cream.
it's only not cool when it's actually happening. If you're only thinking it, then it's okay.
Yeah, right.
Whoa.
Sorry, guys, I'm new to this.
Thumbs up. We're almost out of Tito's.
There's a whole bottle of Cuervo right next to it.
Bad news.
It's a lamp.
That's a lamp.
If you fall for that, you don't need any more Tito's though.
Right. Got a bartender here. Is it on there?
I was a cook, man.
Yeah. Oh man, that's not even a fair pour. Come on. The one's got way more. That's not cool.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And thanks for the weird evening.
Yeah.
My first experience with
Yeah.
casting of
Appreciate
pods.
you coming on. It's been quite a while. We hang out all the time. Darrell, you are here all the time. Help
It's
me out
nice
with
to
all
be
the
here
shit.
longer than like a half an hour.
Yeah.
Good to see both
And
of
I
you
think
guys.
it's been that fucking long. It's crazy, huh? 25, 26 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Greg. I wish he was here tonight. Shout out Greg.
Yeah.
I've known him.
I think I want to get him on. I'd like to get
Quite a
away
while,
from
man.
this seat. I don't want to run
He's-
this shit. I want to sit in your guys' seat.
Yeah.
Get somebody behind here running this shit. And that's my man Greg,
Mm.
the guy behind the scenes, my tech guy.
Who has nothing to do with any of the legal activity that we've discussed this evening. Neither do I.
That's all past illegal activity.
I didn't
Whatever's
touch.
whatever.
Maybe
I
for
didn't
you
touch
guys.
the Escort. I had a Volkswagen.
I'm licensed.
Different parts.
Oh yeah. You can't get a license for my illegal activity, so.
As long as it's not speeding, I'm good, man. Or running red lights.
Yeah.
So we can keep your insurance down.
Man. You should see Dutchtown, middle of the day. People passing like red light. They blast through the bicycle lane. It's crazy all day.
Well,
It's
they're
like
bigger.
Tombstone. Hmm?
They're bigger. Bicycles need to watch out.
Yeah, that is true.
Damn bicyclers.
Bicycles.
Do you think it's weird that, like, we've been hanging out so fucking long? It's 25 years. Is that, like, normal? You think a lot of people have that shit? Do you think that's a little different?
Yeah, I don't know how much of a rarity that is.
Because
I
a
hope
lot
people
of
hang
us,
on
I've
to-
talked to a lot of those people. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like my friend Michelle, since my phone became inadequate, or whatever the word they used, it doesn't work anymore because of time.
Well, you
'Cause
have a
it's-
BlackBerry?
Yeah, it was like a Nokia.
Really?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, damn.
Dude, I got a Nokia right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take a Nokia. I'd rock a Nokia. Don't get me wrong. That's a Nokia?
You read it?
No, I want the 2001 Nokia. What was I talking about?
I'm sure they're out there. The motherfucker ain't broken.
Yeah. It works. If you can get it charged up,
Right.
I can call my mom. Yeah, it'll work.
It's gotta be.
Right.
You just gotta find a Radio Shack.
Yeah,
so you
I'm
can
calling
get
my
the
mom,
charger.
my sister, you guys. I don't give a fuck.
BlackBerry went defunct this week.
Google this.
I even had a
These
BlackBerry when I had Android. I had an Android that was still ran by BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Because I still like BlackBerry, but the fucking operating system sucked, and it just was a pain in the ass. But they finally had got to where they were using an Android system, but you got like updates quicker.
Yeah.
But I got away from that when I went to
Yeah, you're
Nokia.
talking to I'm still low tech.
I would go back to a flip phone too. I don't even.
I
like
mean,
the
I've got
shit.
a pretty intense phone right now, and it's old. I think
Sometimes
it's
I
old.
have to get the email for work, so if I didn't have that, it would be a pain. Other than
Yeah.
that, I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe I'd like to go to Montana or
like
Texas.
settling.
For
Yeah,
what?
get the fuck out. Just to get the fuck out of here.
Go to Montana. And
It's Montana or Texas.
it'd be a cool place for me to visit. I'm gonna be selfish.
I
about
look
it.
at Montana because you can get a lot of land, like good land, for fucking cheap. Like
Yeah.
like with good views, or like you can actually have water on your land and shit like that, and
I mean,
pretty goddamn cheap, like compared to anywhere else. But Texas, because
different
obviously it's fucking Texas, so if shit hit the fan, they're kind of like self-sufficient, you know. There's a lot of
mean-
room. They got their own power grid, you know. I like that.
Yeah.
if I had to choose between one of them, I don't know. That'd be
A little
tough.
warmer too than Montana.
Some of the laws I don't agree with in Texas, but
I'm sure I don't agree with a lot of laws, but if I'm just at home, fuck 'em.
Montana though, Montana's beautiful.
Pretty sure both of them I can grow my weed myself, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And I don't go outside all the fucking time, so I don't care how cold it gets. I'd rather see the views than be like warmer in Texas, and
Yeah.
you know. So personally, I lean Montana. I've never been
I'm
to
going.
either of the places that much.
I'm going to Montana in October.
When fucking lucky.
Montana's beautiful, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Yellowstone, Glacier Lakes, and oh shit, I just forgot the last one.
God,
Uh,
it's
oh,
fucking
Devil's
solid
Spire.
mustache.
Mm.
Devil's Spire. I've wanted to go to that for a long time.
Sounds like a
What
metal
is that?
band.
It's a big like plateau. It looks like a giant tree. Toss it up there. Devil's Spire. Yeah, it's ridiculous how much it looks like the tree of life, basically, like the biggest tree ever. And
Talking to the wrong Tree of Life. Like, I immediately thought of the Lion King. I don't know if that makes if
This
there's
fucking
any
thing?
connection.
yeah, look around. There's shit else around it, and like the closer you get to it, the more it looks like a fucking tree.
Where is it?
Montana. It's the only thing around it.
It used to be underwater, you know.
How big
Probably
is
just
that thing?
specific,
Fucking big.
It's a huge deposit of
Let's
some
see
kind
fucking
of
big.
How
It's-
fucking big?
hardcore rock.
I don't know, 500 feet maybe or so.
Oh shit.
Like it's a big fucking piece of fucking. Is it more than that?
I don't know.
But it could be.
Elevation is high.
Yeah,
That
I
doesn't
don't know
mean
if it's
shit.
500.
1,267
There you
feet.
go. See, it's bigger than that, but
Yeah.
it's a fucking. There's all kinds of conspiracy.
867 feet from summit to base, whatever the fuck that means.
There's all kinds of conspiracy theories where it's a petrified tree from like before
It's
dinosaurs.
the first United States national monument established in 1906 by Roosevelt.
Yeah,
Mm.
I just want to go see it. Like I don't know if there's anything cool to do while you're there or not. I just want to go see it.
I could probably find out. I know some people in Montana.
Yeah.
Probably can't be that big. I mean, it's like there's only 300 people up there, I think, anyway.
Yeah, right.
So
Like 3,500, but that's why I want to go up there though.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds good to me.
But that's the thing. You can get like all that area other than like on the outside of that tree for like $4,000, dude.
Yeah, it's cheap.
But not really that. I saw it on TV, some fucking show my wife was
Yeah.
watching, and they were like, they bought 40 acres in this little house that was like they had to rebuild, whatever. It was like fucking $75,000, dude. And it was like, dude, this view, like you're looking out, like, are you fucking shitting me, man? Like there's like mountains
Yeah.
and trees, and like you're like, get the fuck out of here. It's
Hope you
$75,000,
like
40
snow.
acres. Shit don't make sense.
Hope you like snow.
Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care. I couldn't see no neighbors. I wouldn't give a shit. Get me the fuck out of here. I'm done with
I
the
don't-
city, man. I'm done.
I don't want a car. I want can I get like a drone that I can drive? Because I'm not gonna be able to drive it over the snow anyway.
Shit,
So-
a Jeep will get through that shit.
Shit.
I'll buy me a Jeep.
You ain't even gonna. You won't be able to see the Jeep.
You seen them fucking what the fuck's
Ain't
that?
got a poop.
That fucking sporty Jeep
This bitch doesn't know about Benji.
The
Trackster or something, or I don't know what the fuck it is.
truckster or the truck
Jeep?
one.
Jeepister?
No, it's a fucking this motherfucker's
Trackhawk?
like. Let me find
You
it.
want the Trackhawk?
Is that what
I
you're
don't
talking
think
about? Or are you
that,
talking
is
shit?
that might be the Jeep one, but that he's talking about the 500 horsepower one.
Yeah, 600 or some shit. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
huge.
Trackhawk, I think you can get this, like, it's something.
Trackhawk. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
I
yep.
think it's a Hellcat drive train.
Yeah.
It might be like
It
more
is.
like 700 horsepower.
It's
It's a
fucking-
goddamn Jeep, but it's like fucking
They did
stupid
it. They
fast.
they did a good job with that.
And it looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want the minivan version.
Yeah.
They do have one with the
Yeah.
Hellcat, a
I
minivan
mean,
with
come
the
on, look
Hellcat
at
in
it.
it.
I think it's badass.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a fucking Jeep, but it's. And then you're talking like fast shit. Like I think the 0-60 was like 3.9 seconds or something stupid like that.
Yeah, no, they're real quick. Yeah, as heavy as they are, they're fast. Shout out Dodge. Actually, Daimler. I think they're using like
nuts.
basically Mercedes transmission or Mercedes designers. Maybe these. Like I can't remember what it was.
A lot of Dodge like that.
No.
They started getting Dodge started. They started getting pretty nice when Daimler picked them up. So, shout out Daimler.
Yeah, my first car was a Dodge Charger.
Yeah, earlier when I was talking about if I get stupid money and I'll get somebody a car, and I was telling you I'll get you the first gen CRX. To myself, I'm like, fuck that, I'll get him the Turbo Shelby Dodge. Like, I'll find one.
Fuck. I almost bought one once. I had it, but he wouldn't let me go get it checked out. I'm like, yeah, that motherfucking turbo's gonna blow.
Well,
If he can let me get it looked at.
just put an SRT Neon motor, drivetrain in it.
Fuck that. I was smashing those in that Civic.
I knew a guy that was bottoming his suspension out in that car. The turbo was making so much boost. It was a front wheel drive car, and it was bottoming. The rear end was bottoming out hard in second gear. That thing was ridiculous. It was fast.
You know what cars were crazy fast that shouldn't have been really were those Talon TSIs. You remember those little
yeah.
fucking things? They were
Oh.
all-wheel drive ones,
The
though.
DSM world is like
Those fuckers.
I love
Any of those
those
all-wheel
cars.
drives from the 90s like that, like
my
dude,
uncle
them
had
things
one of
took off
the
so fast.
my uncle had one of the first Eagle Talon TSIs, the all-wheel drive turbo. And he had that in Colorado, and that was in the early '90s. That was like
Shit's fast as
that
fuck.
thing was badass. You know,
Yeah, now it ain't shit, but like
oh dude, I would take one of those if I could find a great like a decent example of one. I fucking
I don't
take
think you
that,
can.
yeah.
That's why you can't find one because the
You
fuckers
put,
don't run.
put like an Evo 8 drivetrain in it.
Yeah, but Evo is different than what was Eagle made by? That was Eagle. That
But
was even.
they were
who the hell made that?
Mitsubishi. The Eagles had a Mitsubishi drivetrain.
Oh, it was a Mitsubishi car.
Yeah. It was a 4G. What was it 4G 63? I'm buzzed.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been a minute. I'm a Honda boy.
Yeah, me too.
Volkswagen, Honda. I don't know much about Mitsubishi, but Eagle Talon was basically Mitsubishi Eclipse. Yep,
Gotcha.
DSM.
Any of them all-wheel drives were bad.
Yo, they're still bad.
That thing smoked me.
I like the
And
body
that Civic,
style.
the black Civic.
The first gen Talon, that like late 80s, early 90s body style was so cool looking. The flip up headlights.
Some Eclipses were girly though.
It's hard to make an Eclipse cool. What was that kid's name that had the red Eclipse? The GSX? What was that one?
Yeah, the better one. I don't
Goofy
know.
shit from Arnold. Smart kid, but he was always up to some shit, man. He had a red Mitsubishi Eclipse, and it was a great example of that car, the all-wheel drive turbo. And he respected that car, but yeah, I wonder what happened to that thing. I hope he knew what he had. He had the all-wheel drive turbo, American left-hand drive
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Eclipse.
Probably got given to him. Ran that shit to nothing.
He probably drove it. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
fucked some shit up as kids. Think how much we fucked that shit up.
he had that shit for a while though.
He drove the fuck out of that Beamer.
Yeah.
Like he drove the fuck
He
out of
drove
that
the
car.
wheels off that car.
Yeah.
Think of how I drove that black Civic.
Yeah.
And then gave it to
Bro.
Schober, and Schober fucking beat the shit out of that thing afterwards too.
Bro, the black Civic, the EK,
I beat the fuck out of that thing.
that was such a strong car.
Non-stop. That
But-
thing did 143 miles an hour, man, with 3 people in the
That
car.
transmission though. The transmission
I got a
handled-
new one at 11
handled
grand.
a lot of fucking torture. That was a great car.
Yeah, I fucking killed that thing.
Yeah, the black EK was fucking nice.
I can't believe that thing going so fast. The thing went faster than the red one. Only because the
Mm.
red one was governed.
Yeah.
My 88 Prelude SI kept up, that rusty yellow piece of shit, kept up with the black EK. Kinda. Started losing you.
An SI, not a SH.
No, I had an SI. Yeah, SH wasn't until late 90s or...
That was the all-wheel drive, right? Was the difference?
No. SH, they just changed it.
All-wheel steering. They had in that motherfucker.
Yeah, mine wasn't
That
that.
was weird.
Me and my dad weren't about that shit. That was too much shit. There's too much there to break, and we were more just straight up front wheel drive as far as the Honda stuff. We had a bunch of different things, but it was just plain old front wheel drive. We didn't give a shit about the all wheel steering. The red Prelude was bad, but that yellow one was a rust bucket, and that little poor little car ran for a stock Prelude, semi-stock.
Yeah, we didn't fucking know.
That was pre
We thought that
VTEC.
shit was fast, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit before VTEC.
I remember that we called him Nutty, that the manager at Steak and Shake, that had the little black CRX. And then he loved me because I had the CRX, right? And he had the SI, but it had like 229,000 miles on it.
Yeah, it was beat.
Motherfucker. But he had never done nothing to it but change the clutch. He's like, he put 1040 in the summer, or in the winter, and 2050 in that car in the summer. He said that was the trick. All right, dude.
Mm.
I wanted that car so bad to mess eyes.
I wouldn't mind another
Sure,
Honda. But,
Yeah. They're fucking turboed now.
yeah, it's interesting the setup they have in the new Civics, the SIs, or the Type R's even.
Well, Darrell, James, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it was nice to be here. It was totally weird.
Yeah.
I want to do it again.
All right. Well, it was good talking to you, even though I see you all the time. Andrew's a little bitch for not showing up, but
Bitch.
he had some
Missed out
things
on
that
the
he needed to
chocolates,
tend
bitch.
to. And I think he knew that, like,
And the Tito.
he didn't party like we did anyway, so he was like, fuck it. So, anyway, appreciate you guys coming on. Maybe we'll do it again.
Is there anybody watching this shit?
Fuck yeah, it was like, I think we peaked at maybe 2 million.
You're messing with me.
Might be
Yeah, it
two, I
happens.
think.
It's like Greg and 4 other people are watching this shit.
Yeah,
If for real?
yeah. Fucking shit ton.
6 people?
No, like
There's all these people in
seven
Switzerland.
seven
for some
figures.
reason.
Easy.
What?
Easy.
There's all these people.
That's
from-
crazy.
These Taiwanese people keep
Easy.
joining in,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Great.
and then there's these people
They
from
make
Austria.
good steel. Shout out Taiwan. Good producers of steel.
They produce a lot of it.
I'm being totally serious.
No, I mean seriously, shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Best deal in the fucking.
My client uses Taiwan. Shout out
best deal
Taiwan.
in the whole fucking place.
It's good stainless steel. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks, man.
Stainless. Hey, this is fun.